Welcome to the beautiful town of Chamonix, Mont Blanc, nestled in the Alps. Mont Blanc is behind us. That is our lead wall. My name is Matt Groom, and I'm joined by journalist, influencer, and let's be honest, general all-round climbing geek, Teresa Corti. How are you doing this morning, Terry?
Hello. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And what a beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. We can see temperature 20 degrees, humidity 41%. It's cool and crisp actually here in the morning. It was quite chilly.
We're missing winds.
We are missing winds, that is the thing. Yeah, very still overhead. The paragliders are soaring. And we are very close to the beginning of our semi-final for the men and women. And Terry, we've had a look at the routes out there on stage. We're not going to give it away, but
Not
briefly,
yet.
Pretty savage out there.
Yes, I mean, the route setter described the men's route as strange.
Yes, he did. He used the word strange.
And I was expecting like a Doctor Strange move. Not that I'm too sure what that is, but maybe something like cape-like.
Right, well, you're allowed to make stuff up in a commentary box, so that's
Right.
fine, but we see that. The men's route is on the left of your screen, the women's on the right. This is, I think it's actually going on right now, so still observation time for the athletes who are out on stage. They can touch the first couple of holds. And Terry, let's talk about the rules a little bit for lead climbing. So obviously, starting at the bottom, finishing up on the top.
I mean, the goal is to get to the top, isn't it? But there's a lot of things in between. And yeah, I can't wait till it gets going.
Absolutely. Well, look, let's find out what happened yesterday during the qualification round. We've got a highlights video from that, and then we'll be back with you very soon. Time to start one of the most anticipated competitions of the year. The IFSC is in Chamonix, France, and it was a high-scoring qualifying round for both the men and the women, so here's the results. For the women, USA's Annie Sanders is consistently making semi-finals, and she'll be back in another after a top and 35 plus put her inside the top 10. Japan's Natsuki Tani got to the top of Route 1 and fell on the tricky 35 plus crux high point on Route 2. Mia Krampel was one of the 13 women who topped at least one route, and with Janja Garmbret missing this competition, Mia is leading the way for the Slovenian women. Korea's Jane Kim is building her momentum on her return to the IFSC with another top 10, perhaps gaining confidence from her recent Villars finals. Oceana McKenzie is back in her first lead semi-finals of the year. The multi-disciplined Australian athlete getting close to the top on both her routes. Eliska Adamovska from the Czech Republic has so far had a disappointing season by her standards, so it was good to see her climbing strongly and making the semi-finals. Austria's Jessie Pilz is on a bit of a roll now with 2 podiums in a row, and she's putting herself in a good position for the triple. She was one of 4 athletes who finished both routes, with Korea's Cheon So one of them, and a solid semi-finals place for her. Helene Janicourt will enjoy climbing in front of her home French crowd on Sunday. We caught up with her after the competition. Helene, you got high up on the wall in both the qualifying routes. You're through to the semi-finals, so how are you feeling out there today?
I'm feeling happy to be through to semi-final. After I will need to pimp my climbing for tomorrow's semi-final if I want to be in finals. But first going through semis, so that's cool.
It looks like this season you're doing really well, lots of semi-finals. How are you doing for sort of future points and getting into the French team for qualification for Olympics and all that kind of stuff?
It's been quite a tricky year because I needed to do boulders and I needed to be much stronger in lead also. So I decided to train a lot in lead. That was my choices, and for now it's working quite well, so that's cool.
So let's look at the women's results. France's Manon Healy delighted the crowd with 2 tops and is at the top, while Team Japan was strong as they always are. We've spoken about Natsuki Tani, and she's joined by Miho Nanaka, Futaba Ito, and Ryu Nakagawa. Ukraine's Nika Potapova gets a place, as does Italy's Laura Rogera, who just squeezes in. On to the men. Felix Schemp from Italy did brilliantly to qualify within the top 5. Mejdi Schalk is another hometown favourite, and he'll want to add some lead medals to those bouldering gongs. We spoke to him after he finished climbing. Mejdi, back in France, back on a lead rope, in the sunshine in Chamonix. Are you feeling good today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Very happy with my climbing. I'm not so happy with my second route, but it's okay. Now I'm in semis for tomorrow, so focus. I switched my mind for tomorrow.
Chamonix has a very famous crowd that tend to fill this arena. Are you excited to climb in front of them?
First of all, the crowd is very huge. The fact that it's also the home crowd, it adds way more excitement for sure.
And the nerves, I presume, as well.
Yeah, and the nerves, but it helps me to climb better.
All right, mate. Well, look, best of luck for the semi-finals tomorrow. Hope it goes well. Hopefully see you in the finals. Serato and Ruku hasn't missed a competition this year. The young Japanese star never seeming to get tired. While his teammate Masahiro Higuchi finished below Serato, but atop on the first climb set him up for the semi-finals as well. USA's Colin Duffy is another who might have got some confidence back after Vila. Team USA cheered him upwards as they did to Jesse Grouper, who had to wait a long time for his second run. Sam Abazou is another representing France and enjoying the extra energy that home crowd brings. He climbed well with a top and a top 5 finish. Joining his teammates in the semi-final is Sean Bailey. He came close to a finals place in Vila and will be looking for some revenge in Chamonix semis. So the final results for the men, and Japan's Taisai Homa is leading the way with 2 tops. Also getting that score is Serato and Raku, and Toby Roberts and Jesse Grouper. Doyeon Lee was the highest finishing athlete from Korea. It was great to have Sebastian Helenke from Germany in his first World Cup of the year, and he's safely through. Down at the bottom is Germany's Philipp Martin. Well, there we go. That was the story from yesterday's qualifying round. 26 athletes have moved on to this morning here in Chamonix. And as you can see, as our drone rotates around, a beautiful day. Watch the paragliders, Mr. Drone Pilot. So, Terry, we're talking about the routes out there. Men's on the left, women's on the right. And this wall, brand new for Chamonix, without that volume that we saw last year. So, a big smooth slab for the athletes to climb on.
It kept the colors though, white and red with this year, the iconic Chamonix logo that you can bump into all the roundabouts around here.
Exactly. I was listening to some photographers talk who wanted just black and white holes to that wall. They haven't got their wish. We've got some yellow ones on there as well. But as usual, the setter's doing a good job of making it look nice and beautiful for us. Tricky moves in this section on the screen. Potentially no feet, campers only through there. Or there are
Spoilers.
other options. Well, definitely got to spoil it a little bit here. And then the top, well, we haven't seen that many tops in previous semi-finals. Yesterday, a lot of tops during the qualifying, but the setters have told us they've tweaked the routes a bit.
Yes, indeed. They started off with a harder version and then tweaked it to a easier one. And then by the end yesterday, we're like, no, we're gonna keep the harder version. And I heard that this wall at the top is 5 degrees more overhanging than the old one.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
It used to be
we'll
15, now is 20 up there. But the middle section exactly the same, and it's just enormous. You stand underneath that and look up, and it's just a slab, a wave of overhang. It's pretty intimidating.
Is it? Don't you want to climb these routes when you see them, Matt?
I look at them and I think, I wish I could, but I'm aware of my own abilities, put it like that one.
Oh,
People
right.
always ask about the grades of these routes, and it's almost impossible to tell. But roundabout between 8B plus to 8C plus for the women and a little bit harder for the men. It's super tricky for everyone out there.
It's tricky to tell the grades, especially because there's so many moves that could be done in so many intricate ways, and it's really up to the athletes to read those sequence quickly and for them to figure out the climb. So yeah, giving sometimes a grade to these routes can take a while.
Yeah, it can, and it's finicky and tricky, and route setters hate to do it, but we like to talk about it. All right, this is the men's starting list. Philipp Martin will climb first this morning, having qualified in last position, just sneaking in there. Arsène Duval, he'll enjoy in front of his home crowd. Mejdi Schalk, of course, another home crowd favourite. His dad in the audience, as always, psyched out of his brain. And then down the bottom, Taisai Homa in the top spot. Jesse Grouper doing well, as did Toby Roberts. Lots of tops in that final top 5. And then for the women, Laura Rogera, she had a clip incident early on in one of the routes yesterday. She's down at the bottom. Nika Potapova makes her first semi-finals of the year in only her second World Cup of the year. Annie Sanders through down towards the bottom, 15-year-old still going strong. Jane Kim, good to see her back. And finally down at the very top of the order, Sheon So
Jessica Biltz and Manon Healy make up our top 3. Terry, it's a stacked field, but we are missing a couple of athletes here. Janja Garnbret, for example, deciding to skip this. So it's kind of wide open.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to see maybe some new names or coming through, and I think it's going to be interesting. We're not going to see the usual podium.
Exactly. Well, Martin Phillip gets underway on our screen there. We just saw Laura Rogera start on the women's route, and the men's route, difficult from the get-go. Setters were saying they expected falls round about clip 3.
Yes, which I think it's a bit mean right away. Like, it doesn't give maybe time for the athletes to get through and into the flow, but I'm sure they'll manage.
Well, Philip is on the first tricky sequence on the left of your screen. Laura crosses through on the right of your screen.
I'm happy Laura made it into the semifinals. Yeah, the clip yesterday was unfortunate. It seemed like a clip-on-clip situation. So she just made it in, but she obviously has more to show.
Yeah, she was very emotional yesterday. Will want to make a good performance here, but she's having to struggle down low as she gets the right heel out, reaches up towards the pocket. And she should be okay for the clip now on that blocked crimp. And then Martin on the overhanging section. Out to the crimp with the right hand, moves the feet over. Feet are blocked on that grey volume. Laura goes up towards the crimp. And then we'll do a high clip above her head. One of the smaller athletes here.
Yeah, she always manages to clip from down low, though. It's quite interesting to see when she climbs. That she prefers like a stretch clip sometimes.
Right, so Laura gets it in. She's spread. Split style on the wall, and Martin is on what someone asked me, what am I going to call these holds? How about batteries? I quite like that one. So Martin's on the battery hold on the left.
They're very huggable batteries.
They are, they're giant batteries. Duracell Bunny's having a great day. Laura Rogera crosses over, rotating through the jugs. She's about a third of the way up the wall now. And then Martin rocking up on the heel on those battery holds. And you can hear from our mics on the wall, giving it everything.
Ooh, that was a blind move for Laura. That's how the setters set it. But she nailed it. Like.
Yeah, Laura reaching around the corner. It's hard to see. Yellow on yellow is tricky. There is a bit of a tick mark in there, but you have to lean back in order to hit it. Martin shakes out as he reaches up to a pretty good right hand, but this sequence very tricky, and I think he's just worked out there's no feet.
Ooh, found some feet.
He has, but that's going to be...
However, they're slippery.
Very slippery. You can see him popping. Martin possibly working himself into a bit of trouble by not committing to the feet.
To the no feet.
Exactly, yeah, by trying to find those feet. He's just basically spent a while spinning around. Out to the right. And we lose our first athlete of the morning. Laura will continue grinding through on those pinches, though.
Yeah, and women's route is meant to be pumpy.
Yeah, it's pure resistance, no real crux, and Laura looks like she was running out of steam there. She is down and out with a little shrug at the audience. And with 26 athletes, well, 25 to go now, we have no idea. The position.
This might be the high point.
It could be it. This could be as far as we go, and it's one of the joys of the semi-final. And hello and welcome if you're joining us from around the world. Having a coffee in the morning if you're in Europe. We're coming up to 10 o'clock a.m. on a Sunday morning, so you should definitely be in bed with a cup of coffee. Having myself, Teresa Corti on in the background. Or out climbing, that's true. If they're out climbing, they're probably not listening to us, though.
But they're refreshing the app, which I really highly recommend, because that's what I usually do on weekends. I'm trying to go out there climbing, but if I'm missing the comps, I'm just constantly refreshing the app.
All right, well, we wait for our next set of athletes to come out. Nika Potapova will be on the women's route. Arsène Duval, climbing in front of his home crowd, will be starting off for the men. There is Arsène. And Nika's just entering now. The athletes did get a time to observe the route, but they've got about 40 seconds to remind themselves. And for people who asked last week, if you were watching, about what happens if you break the rule, apparently it very rarely happens, although someone saw it in a national competition once. If that gives you an answer.
And what happens?
They got just chivied along. So if you run out of that 40 seconds, you just get politely asked to hurry up. Okay.
But then your route time doesn't start yet until you're on the wall.
Until you pull on. And we'll keep an eye on the clock for you. No clock in the semi-final, but we'll let you know if time becomes an issue. So Nika is underway on the right for the women. Now Seine Duval on the left. The crowd is starting to filter into the Place de Mont Blanc here. I said Stadium de Mont Blanc, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
In a couple of years, maybe.
Maybe. All right, Nika reaches through. A bit of an awkward clip with the rope wrapped around her arm like that. We'll have to flick the arm out and under. Reaches up to the jug, and it's pretty straightforward for the first section for the women. And his feet on the left there are saying super hard, very, very small edge to aim for because of that block. Nika reaching up high to the right onto the crimp, 3-finger dragging that, crosses through. Difficult to close that crimp with the blocker on.
And Nika is a really good outdoor sport climber as well, so a pumpy route like this shouldn't be a problem. And you spent some time with her. What do you think her climbing style is like?
Nika, I mean, she likes a bit of savagery for sure. She's also been spending all of her time in Innsbruck. She hasn't left there since that competition, so she's been on the big wall. So endurance-wise, she should have this. But first semi-finals of the year, and she makes that swap over onto the pockets. Ooh. And Arsène Duval now has to do a big rock up on the right heel, gets the crimp in. And Nika looking pretty relaxed over on the right. Awkward clip for her, she decides against it.
Yeah, sometimes it's just better to move on, get to a better hold and clip. Oh.
Fall from Nika. She was trying to find that left foot, it would not stick for her. And Nika comes down, so we switch to Arsène.
And it's his turn to fight. They're all opting for a feet-first method. But they're also quickly realizing that that hold is dual texture.
Arsène comes down. He's finished his run. Started to struggle, the elbows came out there. And Arsène Duval looks back up. That's 2 done. Here in the sunshine of Chamonix. And heat, Terry. I mean, yesterday, it was not yesterday. Was it yesterday? Because I lost track of time. Yeah, the qualifying.
The qualification was yesterday.
It was a long day. There's,
exactly.
this arena gets boiling, baking hot. You can see there from the drone shot. Currently, the wall is in the shade, as is the audience. But the heat does build throughout the day.
Yeah, they were saying, or actually Alex Megas yesterday was saying that at 4 o'clock the competition is something else.
Yeah, it did completely change yesterday. So if you're Cheon So down at the bottom, or perhaps Taisei Homer, you might be a little bit nervous about the heat to come in about 2 hours.
And it really does affect the climbs and the climbers, because certain climbers sweat more than others. And yeah, just I think they'll need a lot of chalk today.
Absolutely, yeah, full chalk bags. Sarah Chopper walks onto the right-hand side from Slovenia. As I said earlier, and people will ask me, Janja is missing a couple of comps to get ready for the World Champ, so we'll see her in Bern in a couple of weeks. And Yoshiyuki Ogata on the left-hand side, 2022 Boulder champion, pulls on. And he seems to have been building his endurance throughout the season. Looks much more comfortable on the lead rope now.
Yeah, we're usually used to seeing him in the boulder comps and in finals, but it's great that now the competition format has bold and lead, and we see these more boulder-prone athletes also on lead routes, and it's really cool that they transform their power into something more endurance-like on routes. And yeah, I think it only can add to the sport. Absolutely, Yoshiyuki doing well as he goes through the first crimpy section of the route. Sarah Chopper gets the right toe out. And you can see how overhanging this wall is via the quick draws. Look at the angle they're hanging at. And immediately, pretty much off the deck, you're into that overhang, and straight away it starts to kick back on the main section of the wall. Sarah's in her second lead semi-final this year. And she's also a pretty handy outdoor climber. I mean, she climbed 8C plus at 16 years old, which differs quite a bit than this type of climbing, because you get to try out more the routes, the holds are different and not that obvious. But she climbed it in OSP in Slovenia, so
home country for her for that.
And that's some techie climbing.
Some techie climbing. She's going to have to do some techie stuff here up with the right hand. She missed her doing the Houdini swap thing. Yoshiyuki gets to the volume, high right foot. This is where we saw Philip Martin at the beginning start to struggle. Yoshiyuki reading it a little better, no feet, wild swing.
Just goes for it. Yeah, he managed to clip pretty well with the foot up. And now he's wrestling with that hold.
Yeah, he's upside down.
Oh,
one
no
armed.
problem.
And Yoshiyuki looks like this
Casually canvassing.
Yeah, very casual from him. Although now he's this rotated. He's going to have to figure out how to get that left hand out. That's the problem at the moment. Rotates around, gets the right pressing. And look at this from Yoshiyuki with no feet. And he chalks up, having got through that rotation sequence. I don't know how many times he spun there in the air. It was a few.
Double knee bar stack.
Stacked knee bar, but only briefly for Yoshiyuki as he drops it down. One of my favorite moves. And let's remember Sarah as well. Small feet, got to be precise here, and it's hard when the pump builds.
I think yesterday on the men's qualifying route we saw we saw a move that was definitely a knee bar, but we couldn't really tell if it actually helped or not to rest, because most of the athletes are actually opting to go back down and actually resting and not getting like bleedy knees.
Yeah, Toby Roberts put a post about that yesterday. Yoshiyuki with a high right heel. He's approaching the head wall, as we said before, 20 degrees
the
up
rope
there.
behind his... It's fine.
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
Unwinded.
He flicks it out. Sarah shakes out. She's got a jib with the left hand. Has a good left heel. And this is where the women's route really steps up a bit. And Yoshiyuki with a foot pop on the left comes down right on the head wall.
Sarah's committing to this big long moves. Oh.
She takes a fall as well, right before the head change of angle on the head wall. And that is our location. What a place to be. EP wall on the right-hand side. You can just see it sticking out through the trees. You can come and have a climb on that. There's a bouncy castle on the right, which I haven't played on, which I want to. That's there. And then this stadium, if you watched the speed last night and you saw the light show that went on, really special. Everyone's phones in the air, music playing. It was a good moment.
They really hyped up the crowd. And actually today, between the semifinals and the finals here, if you're here in Chamonix, you can actually have a go on the speed wall.
There you go. If you want to be our next speed athlete, come and try it. The speed finals was last night. Do go and watch that broadcast. 2 new winners. An exciting night of climbing. And there is Mont Blanc, Terry. Hanging out
just
in the sunshine.
Up there, highest, tallest mountain in Europe.
Well, Sarah's gone. Eliska Adamovska comes in on the right. Stefan Schretz on the left. Eliska, bit of an up and down season, as we said during that qualifying highlights video. So good to see her back in a semi-final. And often for her, it seems to be a thing of confidence. If she can just build it, she's okay.
Confidence is key, and climbing it's one of those sports that mind can really play tricky games on an athlete.
Exactly right. Eliska reaches through. Really easy down at the bottom. If we're talking about grades, the setters reckon the first bit was about 6A+. Of course, that's easier said than done when you're nervous at a World Cup stage.
I don't think it is.
Yes, I don't think setters
know. They were
know.
downplaying it.
Yeah, do they know a 6A+? I don't think they'd spot one if they set it themselves. All right, Stefan crosses over with the left hand onto the crimps. And Eliska gets her comp off and running. Clip number 4. Lots of early clips here in Cham. And she's locking off and now dragging that right hand, similar to how Nika did it. Locks the left, but then drops the thumb down. And Stefan is on the flatty with the right hand. Eliska goes up with the left hand. This is the hold she has to flip and swap.
It looks like she's in with 2 fingers. Oh, she can just easily match it with 4 fingers in there.
Yeah, she needs to pop out those last digits on the left, though. There, she's got them out and now can make the clip and shake out and rest on that good pocket. Well, Stefan rotates through the batteries. Not on very much with his left hand there as he crimps, reaches above his head. And Eliska makes the blind move up to the left hand crimp. It'll be interesting to see how Stefan does this sequence. We've seen 2 attempted beaters and 1 successful one.
Feet first, and so far, so good. Yeah, Yoshiyuki's moves were a bit messy. He just countesses, right.
Yeah, Stefan drops down and then bumps up. Yoshiyuki was trying to keep his feet on for a long time, and it might have actually burnt him out a bit.
Indeed, and this is definitely how the route setters intended for this this sequence to go.
I think I'm going to call it a fig 4 double knee stack.
But like, it's quite an elegant pose.
It is. It's
like
very...
when you're sitting with your legs crossed.
Yeah, exactly. He's just chilling out on the wall. So Stefan hangs out. Eliska continues. You can see him on both the screens.
That's a no hands rest. Easy. Maybe he's a bit scared to actually take off both hands.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I'm trying to work out which foot it is. The right leg.
If your knees, if you're pushing with your legs and you've got a safe knee bar like that one, you can take your hands off. Don't worry. Just you gotta try it.
There we go. You can give him advice afterwards.
I will. I'll
him
speak
know.
to his coaches there. I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
All right, Eliska out to the blind crimp with the right hand. Crosses over with the left. Good work from her. Quick climbing. Stefan bumps to the pinch. Eliska getting herself a little wrapped in the rope there. Pops the left hand out. Heel hooking her own fingers for a second. Stefan is about to pull through the head wall. Out to the first crimp with the left hand. Brings the right foot up. And you have to move from crimps to slopers. That foot, second time we've seen it pop.
Maybe it's just more slopey than what it looks. And those holds up there are quite small and minimal.
Eliska hangs, falls. She held the iron cross style move for a second. And she comes down. Eliska's comp done. Her teammate Adam Ondra missing this comp as well. He's another one building up for the World Champs in a couple of weeks. Beginning of August in Bern. The World Cup circuit heads there. And while we take a pause in proceedings, I just wanted to talk about the recent social media discussions about eating disorders and Red S within the climbing community. The IFSC have heard, they are listening, they are talking to people, and there's an official statement that you can read on the IFSC website in the medical page about the issue if you would like to check that out. We'll be mentioning this throughout the weekend. So if you have any concerns, go and read that statement first from the IFSC. Sunglasses are out in force in the audience.
Yes, and I'm glad not many people forgot a hat.
Yeah, people sun creamed up. Molly Thompson-Smith comes on the right. And then from Japan, Satomi Yoshida on the left. As we know, Molly building back from a pretty devastating injury. I mean, talking to her throughout the season. I filmed with her the other day. She told me she's feeling fit and strong and runs straight up into the press.
What did you film?
You'll have to wait and see. There are exciting things coming
No
for the World
spoilers.
Champs. No spoilers.
Absolutely
exactly.
no spoilers.
Got to subscribe to the IFSC. Molly crosses the feet through. You just want to keep things steady at this stage.
I'm always interested on how a person or an athlete actually starts climbing, because it's still like a pretty obscure sport. I mean, it's not football. And Molly was one of those stories of a birthday party. On her 7th birthday party, she decided to go climbing.
Yeah, and the rest is history. Now she's on a World Cup stage. And she has potential here, for sure, to make finals. She came pretty close before. And Molly keeps things nice and calm on the wall. She reaches through. Satomi Yoshida is a couple of clips into his route. You can hear the support Molly's getting. She bumps up with the right hand, so she doesn't need to do this hand swap. It'll be interesting whether that actually saved her some energy or whether it cost her quite a lot doing it that powerfully.
I feel that's definitely a beta break, and she's taking a moment to rest.
Yeah, it was a big move, but Molly likes those kind of moves. She was 9th in Villars. That's how close she was to the final.
it's quite efficient climbing if you get to skip on some uncomfortable moves.
Yeah, I think if you've got the guns to pull it out, as Molly does, reaching up to that pocket, I think the easier method. You don't need to faff around with the Houdini swap.
Yeah, it's a constant benefit, like strength to benefit analysis going on in these moves.
Yeah, Molly hasn't really stopped yet. She cruises through without a rake. Look at Satoni, right? He enters this interesting feet-first section of the route. Top of that no-tex hold volcano thing will get covered in rubber soon. And Molly, for the first time really, pauses, arms straight, leaning back. The crowd behind her as she shakes out. Satoni launches right and launches left. And will he find his double knee stack? He does.
He didn't seem too comfortable to actually commit to that knee stack, but he's taking a moment to rest.
It's the trousers, no trousers debate, isn't it? Do you want a knee bar in trousers? Because with the stack as well, you might be slipping when you cross
because
your feet.
of the trousers,
exactly,
though.
yeah. So it might not be the most comfortable for him. And he's choosing not to use it. He's got a bicycle in instead.
He almost made finals last year. He came in 9th. So we'll see if this year he can make it into finals with one more place.
That's what Satoni is going for. Molly is resting again. She starts another one of the traverses on the women's route. On the volumes this time with the juggy pinches. And Satoni wraps his left hand around, shakes out with the right as he rests. Molly launches right again.
Seeing Molly, how she did the bottom section, I don't think the next couple of moves are going to be a problem.
Satoni bumps up with the right hand. Looks up, he's having to fight now, the pace picking up as his elbows come up, and I think he was always going down there. Molly makes the clip on her route. You can see the head wall separated by that metal line above her head. It's not great to stand on that thing, although it looks like it on TV.
You think it could be an edge?
I've seen it happen. Molly falls going into the pinches. Yeah, there's occasionally the setters will set it as almost a foothold, or maybe to tempt the athletes to use it as a foothold, but it's pretty bad. Molly comes down with a bump, decides to sit.
She didn't look too pumped, though. But we did hear from the route setters that hold that she was going for, hold 32, is quite small, and you have to be precise, and they did mention that the pump kicks in around there.
Absolutely. Well, Molly falls on that high crux. Or certainly the, you start to burn out crux anyway. So the B layers will change things around. Next set of athletes come out as we move through the semi-final. Johannes Utelli is out and about, climbing in his first semi-final, I think, certainly of this year, just 19. And Lana Skusek comes on from Slovenia.
At 19 from Thun, which is this town in Switzerland that I feel it's like a fun town because it has really good sports infrastructure.
All right, what is sports infrastructure?
You
I'm
know,
imagining
like,
sort of tennis courts, perfectly
I always say
aligned.
that Switzerland has good infrastructure,
You
like
do?
buildings and bridges, but gyms.
Are you talking climbing or general sports here?
General sports.
There
But
you
you know,
go.
if you're brought up in a place where you can go out there and play easily many sports, eventually I guess you'll bump into climbing.
There you go. It's out there. Well, the Swiss coaches watch on nervously. Sascha Lehmann decided to miss Chamonix to focus on the world champs.
He got a gold in the bag this year already. He's all right with that.
Yeah, I think he's fine. So Johannes is representing Switzerland, and Lana Skusek underway on the right. Quite a few Slovenian climbers getting into this semi-final for the women.
Are you surprised?
They've had an up and down year, so it's been a bit, up and down in terms of semi-finals. So they have got a big team in here, and it's good to see. Lana reaches above her head for that clip, comes out to the crimps, and this is this row star move. You have to rotate through or drop knee like that. Johannes kicks the legs, and then he starts to move right. Fairly low down for both the athletes at the moment. It's hard to tell from this screen, but they're only maybe 5 meters off the ground here. And there we go. Showing how overhanging this wall is. Lana makes a double clip. Gets the left foot out, solid. And then you have to lose the right foot. It's too much of a stretch between the two. Johannes rotates, now gets the right foot up.
Yeah, in the women's route, we might sometimes see those really stretchy long moves that some athletes do make work with an incredible splits.
Yeah, there's a few coming up. Mia Krampels of this world to enjoy a move like that.
Jessica Pills as well.
Exactly. Strength and flexibility. That's the coaching area. It's down at the front of the stage. The coaches will be watching nervously on. Johannes rotates the feet through and then drops back down to shake out. He'll have to do the move again, but better if he wasn't ready. Rotates through. And Lana with a high left foot.
Jonas is also going feet first. And that looks like a very uncomfortable drop knee.
Yeah, so high, straining against that move. He's got the shoulder and needs to get a foot engaged somehow. I think he's going to fall. And we lose Johannes Citelli in that crux section. Alana will continue. She spent a while on this sloper. Good left heel. Oh, pops it. She moves over towards the right. Left foot sliding away as she goes. That left foot, maybe not the best decision to try to press off that.
Yeah, I mean, dual texture holds. If you push on a slippery hold, sometimes it works. Other times it's just way too hard.
Alana goes down. A very young volunteer comes over, and thank you to all our volunteers here in Chamonix for making everything run smoothly. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. And Lana will exit down the front of the stage, past our commentary box, which you can't see, but it's on the right-hand side. And we'll have our next set of athletes on. Hélène Janicourt, in front of her home crowd. What a season she's having. We interviewed her yesterday. And Marcello Bombardi, and come on, Terry, you're the Italian speaker. How badly do I say that name?
Marcello. No, you've improved over the years, I gotta say.
Thank you, thank you.
It's almost like I've been drilling you into with these names.
Yeah.
Especially the Italian ones.
So Marcello approaches the wall, and he will not climb slowly, this man. He tends to have one method, and it's just full-on power. He's underway on the left. And then Hélène, a run and jump start up to the press, just a little nervy for the women, not difficult.
Helena's been competing here in Chamonix since 2009.
Yeah, a long time on the circuit, one of our veteran climbers. Marcello up to the crimps. Pops the right hand. Strong with the shoulders as he makes the clip. And Hélène, awkward over the top of her arm, but into a blocked jug. High foot, and this is really where the women's route begins after that warm-up start.
Marcello won here in Chamonix in 2017, so I'm sure he wants to make it a double win after all these years.
Yeah, it'd be good to see him on the podium, and this is one of those comps where it could happen for him as well. You never know. Left foot rocks on that slowly as he moves towards the left. Hélène, let's see how she does this sequence. She's going to do it as set as intended with the left hand up. No feet, she spins through, and now she's on the crimps and we'll be able to shake out. Marcello rocks up on the toe with the right. He's into the battery holds. No foot section coming up for him. Let's hope he's got something in those arms. He'll have to start rotating through in a second. Hélène up to the crimp. Dances the right foot through. High left foot. quite excited to see Marcello on this section.
Yeah, let's see if he actually read the sequence, the previous climbers.
Has a high right footed, reaches through with the left.
Yeah, like Yoshiyuki, he made it work, the clip with the high right foot. He's going feet first, chalking up.
So slow stuff from Marcello, but he's working his way through. Lovely with the feet. Oh, but finally falls. It seemed like the pump hit him all at once there. And Helene will rest on small jibs for the feet. From here on, she's got a couple of moves before another possible rest sequence. Straight arms, legs shaking a little bit, just enough to show the effort. And the French crowd really getting behind Helene here.
Yeah, yesterday I got to say I was hoping for big parts of the French team to make it through, because the crowd does change when it's one of their climbers.
Helene just with the left hand, the thumb catching the fall for a moment. Gets the clip in and nearing the top of this EP wall here in Chamonix. Brand new for this year. Don't see that big volume in the middle of the wall like there were in previous years. Smooth surface for the setters to play with. Although as we can see from the men's, they are good at creating 3D style moves. Heel slowly removed from Helene.
Very high right heel, but she's making it work.
Matches the bad crimp. Helene, what a performance from her. She's close here. Right hand up. Every move is a battle. She rocks up again with the right hand. Angle change, but it's not much. She slaps to a sloper that wasn't there. And
yeah, the right hold she was pulling on is so minimal and tiny, and even the root setter is like, yeah, it's not good. But I think she's up in first for now.
So Helene on the top spots, we think. That's the Águila de Midi cable car. You can just see it on the right hand mountain on your screen. The cable car goes up through the trees to the mid station, then continues on, and then way down in the valley for 1,300 meters or so is the Chamonix wall. So the camera pans upwards to show the lead wall on the left. That was in action yesterday. For the men, Yuchun Song is underway for Korea. We will go a bit out of sequence here as the competition progresses. The athletes will come on after the previous one falls, so the men slightly ahead at the moment. John reaches up, left hand, crimping the wall. Crosses through with the right. And he's trying to save something for this no feet section. None of the men really getting through it or into the head wall yet. Yuchun rotates the feet through, crosses over. Good work from Song here. Have Ryu Nakagawa underway on his right as well. Part of a good Korean team. Yunchan Song, feet first, cruising through this section. Bumps the hand over. And he's got a knee bar the opposite way, pressing into that dual text volcano.
He's just 15 years old, and his second semi-final this year.
Yeah, that Korean team, a lot of depth to it. Jeong Won-chon, of course, the sort of father figure for that team, looking after them. Futaba Ito on the right looks for this bump, gets a heel in. She was thinking about going up with the right hand as well into the pocket. And she's thinking about it, but big bump up with the left. She matches on her hands, making it look easy. Oh, Yunchun falls on the left, going up to the crimp, over the lip.
I think he can be pretty happy with this result.
Yeah, he's certainly up there at the moment. I'll let you know the scores, probably about the halfway point. There's no need at this moment. We are looking for our top 8 athletes to make it through out of the 26, so a big cut here this morning. Futaba bumps out towards the jug.
Futaba is one of those climbers that we do see a lot on the bouldering circuit, like making so many finals. And in 2019, I mean, we even saw her one in Toulouse, but unfortunately the quota for the Olympics for the Japan team was full. It's like we know she's a really good combined athlete because of that event. We just couldn't see her at the event.
Yeah, that challenge. Out with the right hand, reaches through with the left to a good pinch. She matches. And is looking a little awkward here, trying to stuck between resting, clipping, and climbing. She makes the clip.
She doesn't look too comfortable.
No, she doesn't. And on the bottom left, Paul Jemft is underway. Now she's got this heel locked in, toes pointed straight towards the wall. She shakes out, reaches up. Yeah, not looking 100% settled yet.
No, maybe also the bottom of the women's route is quite tricky, and to get into certain flow, it will take a while. Maybe here with longer moves and being more of a boulder, like quite physical and powerful, like she could really excel here.
Right, she jumps out, slaps for the sloper, can't make it work. Futaba a little disappointed, a shake of her head as she comes down towards the stage. She'll have to wait and see. Just never looked quite settled up there on the wall. Well, Paul Jemft is up and going. I think he might enjoy the double knee stack at the top. It might just be a 1 knee bar for him.
Indeed. And I feel the crowd, whatever he will do, will go absolutely wild.
They will. French athlete number 2 out. Sorry, number 3, actually. So a big French presence here. Paul with a toe scum underneath. He's taking a bit of weight off those arms as he reaches over for the left crimp. Delicately places the heel and sits on it.
And Paul, definitely one of the taller climbers. He's 186, and his arm span is 194. So he can reach.
He can absolutely reach. It's fascinating to see how he uses that reach.
He's smart with it. He doesn't like throw around his arms. It's like he still makes very calculated moves.
Yeah, he does sequences differently, and it's very cool to see. But right now, he's got to deal with the crimps on the batteries. And this move is a big one. Shakes out with the left. Starts the rock up on the right. Looks for it. Rocks again. And a power scream from Paul. As he crosses through, shakes out, makes the clip. And this is where I can't wait to see how he figures out this sequence. Crossing through. Look how tall he is. He can find the bottom feet, but finally he has to go away from their safety. And he's got an opposite double knee cross stack thing. Oh, we said he'd do something different.
That's certainly creative.
Oh,
there
no,
we go.
Hands rest. He is enjoying that. There are few athletes who could pull that off, and he is one you'd bet on doing it. That's a very outdoor-esque move on the middle of the lead wall from Paul Jemft, shaking out with the left hand.
Yeah, I mean, he did climb 9A outdoors, so I feel it's when that outdoor training can come in handy on this type of moves, when you have to be creative with your body type.
The thing is, though, he has got to unlock this one, and it might be one of those positions that's harder to get out of. He's having to work quite hard here. Rotates through, got to fit in that box, so this is where the height becomes a disadvantage as he drops down. Underneath with the right hand. He gets another double knee bar stack in.
I wonder how much of this knee bars and rest they figure out from the bottom, and when they got there, they just like tried it and. Oh.
The fact that pretty much everyone has come in there and immediately crossed, I reckon a lot of them have talked about it.
Yeah, it looks like they talked about it. He's quite uncomfortable there.
Yeah, Paul is through, but it's taken him a while. Left foot into a heel as he bumps the right to an awkward right heel hook on the volume. Ryu as well makes her way right. Slow and steady from her at the moment. Good climbing. Paul falls with the slap to the left. Ryu will clip. So Paul leaves, and something exciting after Paul will come on. I'll leave you to wait for that one, but he's got a red mohawk. Not giving anything away.
He's got a red?
Mohawk. Sebastian Halenke will be out next. Mr. Red Mohawk man is back. Ryu bumps the right hand on the jugs, reaches out to the left. Right foot immediately onto the jib to make the heel work.
Yeah, she's finding quite a lot of rests. Just unsure where to put that left leg.
Yeah, she wants a toe hook in, but can't find it. Oh, commits to just a shoulder physical move and falls. I think she was running out of options there.
The root setters did mention that on that move it's just better to have the left leg drop down. Because if they do try to put it high on the wall, it just pushes the athletes out from the wall.
And there is Sebastian Halenke, who annoyingly has a very unred mohawk going on.
It's matching with the wall. I appreciate that.
It is matching.
Oh, there we see the scores.
All right, so Stefan Schretz in the top spot on 42. We're looking for our top 8, so Philip Martin down at the bottom at the moment in the danger zone. For the women, Helene Janicourt, hometown favourite with a 36. Laura Rogerer in 8th place. Nika Potapova pushed out already, out of the finals. So Sebastian with the high right toe and heel in. He's up towards the crimps. There's a lot of climbing in the men's route right from the get-go. Remember, the setters told us they did expect a few falls round about quick draw number 3. And remember the podium from last week, we talk about slightly, not older legends, but legends. Last week, Alex Megos, Adam Ondra, and Jakob Schubert on the podium. That was special.
I thought it was a bit unfair calling them old, however.
I didn't say that. I said
know,
legends.
they said it themselves. But the word around was that it was an older podium. But Sebastian is 28 years old, and we know he can definitely make it on the podium. He won once in Cannes in 2016, and we've seen many other podiums from him. But last week, yes, it was interesting that the word went around that it was an old podium. But Roman Degrange, who's like a local legend here in Chamonix, retired at the age of 39. And he wasn't doing badly in his last year.
Absolutely, yeah, he was still good. Age is a mindset.
Exactly.
Say it like that. But Sebastian has been on the circuit and the scene for a long time.
And experience really comes into play.
It does. Camilla Pouget is going for the women. Team France once again getting an athlete through. Sebastian cruises through that no feet section and then finds a good rest.
Camilla's coming fresh from the European Games where she actually took a gold medal. So that must have boosted her confidence. And the silver medal went to Zelia Avizu. So a very strong French team this year.
It is, and a lot of the athletes talk about how hard it is just to get selected at the moment. Camilla up with the left foot. It's just a bit out of reach, that. And we watched Nika drop that move. It was a bit far for her. Snatches with the left. Sebastian reaches up with the right hand. He's through. But as we've seen before, starts to move quickly after that sequence, really taking its toll.
He's one of those climbers that you can see he loves a good fight. And he took a bit of a break from competition climbing and then came back in 2022. But
yeah, it was great to have him back. Sebastian falls just on the head wall. That's going to put him in the contention, in the mix for a finals place at the moment.
But we got some real good climbers coming.
We do. Lots of action still to go. Camille Pouget is on the traverse.
And Camille actually always made the semifinals here in Chamonix. Let's see if she can make it into final this year.
Yeah, can she convert? Finals taking place at 8 p.m. Central European time tonight. So a bit of a break for you to recover after the semi-finals, and then do come and join us later on. Oh, big unwind, just getting the left foot. And we'll need to stick a heel in for a rest at some point. You can feel that pump coming.
Is she climbing with socks?
I think she might be. Terry spots the sock. It's happening more and more. We saw socks in speed last night as well.
I still find it funny because when I started climbing, which was just like 5 years ago, everybody was so against socks and calling you a punter right away if they saw you in socks. And now we see World Cup climbers with socks.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot, especially in hot conditions. Anyway, let's look at the scoreboard. Stefan Schretz still leading the way with 42. Down at the bottom, Johannes Utelli, 30. He's in the danger zone and might be in trouble there. Sebastian Helenke, 39 plus. Good run from him, and Satomi Yoshida make up our top 3. And we have a look at the women. Helene Génicourt leading the way, 36 is the current high point. Sarah Chopper on 30 plus is down in 8th. Laura and Nika already gone from that top 8. And Camille Pouget with that climb, 30 plus in that crux sequence. He starts to see the cruxes of the route and the difficult areas.
Yeah, I think at that move at the 30 plus, the women are really looking for a left foot, which shows their excellent ability in climbing. But however, that move would be better without the left foot. It just would push them away too much from the wall.
So on the bottom of the men's route, Shion Omata from Japan.
He was into his first finals just last weekend. So at 17, really cool to see another Japanese talent shine through.
Yeah, they're another team who's going to have a nightmare of a selection process for the Olympics. Oceana McKenzie is underway on the right. Hello to everyone in Australia. I know she has a massive fan base, and people watching are probably in the middle of the night over there, so well done for staying up. Oceana makes clip number 2. Clip number 3, in fact. High right foot, rests on the jug. Shion Omata moving well as well on the left. Oceana working her feet over to the right, bumps out towards the jug. She's thinking about the right hand too. You can see her whole body wanting to drop into it with the right. She sticks to the left. Oceana has to flip those hands out. Big bump out left for Oceana. Shion Omata as well, rocks on the battery holds with the left heel.
It feels like a while ago, but Oceana is one of the 20 Olympians from Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, the Oceana qualifier, oh, I can't remember when it is, end of October, I think. That's when that comp takes place. She's looking to bump with the left hand here, gets it just fingertips only holding her on. Shion Omata cuts loose, and he's got a face on as well as he swings over.
Making it look easy. It's so cool that we saw that sequence go down in probably 5, 6, 7 different ways by now.
Yeah, I mean, it's got lots of options, and the setters put that in, because they said you can climb the whole way with your feet. Shion makes it work. Up with the right hand. He's got socks in the shoes as well as he reaches up and matches the pinch. Good work from him as he leans backwards. Coming up to 10:50 here in Chamonix. My name is Matt Grew. I'm joined by Teresa Corti in the commentary box. And we're watching some pretty special climbing here as Shion reaches up with the right hand.
Just little shakes in between.
Makes the clip on the head wall. This next move, though, awkward as you change angles.
For now, it doesn't seem to phase, though. Oh, talked too soon. Sorry about that.
Frustration from him, a bit of a scream as he comes down. That move around the head wall is proving problematic for a lot of the men at the moment. And we're nearing the end of the first half of our competition here. We've got 2 more athletes to come before a cleaning break. Oceana McKenzie still on the wall. Oh no, flipped off the wall, sorry. Lynn van der Meer is underway and getting going. Crimping the top. Our wall rotates around, or the camera rotates around the wall. The crowd really filtering in now, the sunshine and the noise bringing people here. You can hear it all throughout the town. Lynn van der Meer through the easy section. Now she's got to start working. Reaches up, makes the clip. Crosses through with the left hand onto the crimps. The yellow volume is now covered in black. Up with the left hand. And Lynn van der Meer through the initial crux for the women here. She shakes out. Good work from her. Steady climbing from Lynn van der Meer. And on her left, Neo Suzuki is climbing for the men.
Yeah, this year we saw Lynn in both semifinals, in Villars and in Innsbruck.
Yeah, so
and she's one of those climbers that keeps her 8A.NU profile updated, so we know what she's climbing outdoors.
and you love an 8A.NU profile. How's she climbing outdoors?
8C.
Very
8C
strong.
on roots. That's not bad, isn't it?
It's pretty good, isn't it? Neo Suzuki on the left. Well, he's fairly inexperienced. His first lead World Cup was in Vila. He came 26th, so not a bad start to his comp career. Both climbers taking their time down low here. Neo swings that right foot over to the blocked volume. Big bump out to the volume, and it looks like a bad hold. Remember the angle of the wall as well with that right hand. The slope is going to feel pretty terrible.
Yeah, with the camera angle so straight on, sometimes we cannot really realize how overhanging or how bad the holds become on an overhang.
Right, so Neo rotates around. He now shakes out. Lynn can't really stop in this sequence. She needs to keep going. Up towards the sloper. Bumps towards the jib there. And there, gets the fingers on it. She couldn't see it. crosses through. Grinding it out for Lynn van der Meer here. Big move towards the sloper though, sends her back to earth. Lynn van der Meer is done, and just one woman remaining on the women's route before the cleaning break. Neo still on the wall on the left of the men. Mejdi Shak will be the last athlete out. Neo goes, oh look at this. Now tries to get some heels into play. Pretty smooth from him.
Yes, again, like I feel we're seeing these moves go down in a totally different way.
Yeah, he's back and forth. And he wants to commit to this beta where you're almost underclinging. The tricky thing is you have to move up and right out of that position. And you're
He's
super
also
low on it.
resting all on one arm and really getting tired, and he's doing this back and forth method to just get something back.
Yeah, Neo could be in some trouble here. He's desperate to get a better rest in.
He was almost looking for a foot jam over there.
Yeah, anything to take that hand off. I mean, he is managing to swap his hands, but it's such an effort. Now he's down climbing almost to find a better resting position.
And maybe just think about the next moves.
Yeah, we've seen, I can't remember who it is, someone else dropped down there as well, but very briefly. So good work from Neo. He reaches up to match. And a fall from Neo as he spins out.
That looked like a slip.
So Vita Lucan on the right. She reaches through. Vita Lucan had one of those seasons which is a little bit up and down for her.
She did have a couple of injuries over the past year, so it's still really cool to see her in a semi-finals, and she definitely has potential to make it into a final.
Absolutely. Well, Vita is through in the Houdini move. The crowd, the cheer you heard was for Mejdi, who walked out. Qualified fairly low down for him.
He did mention he was tired yesterday, because he didn't sleep much, and he blamed it all on Paul, saying he's noisy while he sleeps. So I'm assuming some really loud snoring.
Paul Gemt, what are you doing? Well, maybe it was deliberate, who knows? Maybe Paul is sabotaging Mejdi. We can get a conspiracy theory on the go here.
No, they're good buds. I mean, they climbed their first 9A together. I feel
Yep.
that's
It's just the
forever.
snoring. Snoring is one of those things you can't forgive in a friendship. Sorry, you just
That's
can't.
true.
Right, Mejdi is launching to the left, not looking tired at the moment as he starts his run.
I gotta say, it's such a pleasure to watch him climb. He's so like fresh and springy.
Yeah, he's been good this year. Psychologically, I think he's gone away and improved things and just looks like a different man. Matured in the off-season. He crosses through, reaches up, and keep an eye on the right as well. Vita Lucan will be able to unleash her power in this next section. Now, Mejdi immediately going feet first through here. He's going to commit to the feet first sequence pretty quickly, I would imagine.
Well, to the campus method as well.
Yeah.
Just like,
I mean, he, as you said, bouncy.
yeah, and doesn't really hesitate. It's just a bit like Oriane. They just try it.
Yeah, the French have that incredible ability to be instinctual on the wall. Mejdi, high right heel now as he rests. Good flexibility from him. Vita Lucan bumps out, gets the heel in above the rope. It is awkward, this move.
She's just trying to rest. I think she sees the next couple of moves are going to be bumpy. And outdoors, she's a really good climber. I mean, she climbed up to 8C+, but has on-sighted up to 8B+, which is more or less the grade of this route, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Which really tells she can be creative and fight.
Yeah, she's having to fight right now. Big left-hand pinch move, gets the heel locked in. Mejdi, keep an eye on him. He will start this fun sequence that I think he's going to enjoy. Spins around immediately. And look at that, that's unique. So he's trying double heels. He's got heel on the right-hand jug and then a left sort of scrubbing. Vita Lucan as well gets the left hand in the pocket. Good work from her as she drops into the undercling. Mejdi wants a knee bar, doesn't he? Vita falls. Mejdi trying to wrap and trying to press down.
He's so intertwined.
He is fully wrapped up in himself as he moves those heels round.
Oh, I was almost expecting a figure of 4 in there.
So similar to Yoshiyuki the way he did that. I have a feeling they might have read that together. Then he gets the double knee, but look how much higher it is. So not crossed over like people have been doing in that fig 4 style, but right, and then he wraps the fig 4.
He really needs to rest for a little bit, even though he's trying to shake out quite quickly.
So Mejdi, with those knees in, he tries to get a no-hands rest as well. Holding on backwards. Still got them stacked up. Mejdi now, left hand wrapped around the sloper.
And the crowd is really cheering him on.
They are getting behind Mejdi Schauk, young athlete. Trains in the Chamonix area a lot. He'll want to put on a good performance. He's ignoring that clip, which might mean he's pumped, slaps up, and Mejdi Schauk falls as we reach the midpoint of our competition. So we will have a few moments to get things ready. Right, so we're going to see some replays from earlier on. Now, Teresa, I know in a moment you're going to go out and go searching for some people to talk to, which might go wrong, it might go right. It's semi-planned, this one. So, Terry.
Well, it is a semi-final.
It's a semi-final, semi-planned. We watch Vita as well. Well, while we have our little break here where the setters clean up the routes, Teresa's going to go for a wander, find some people. So, Terry, I'll see you in a second, and we'll flick to you when you manage to get someone. All right, well, cleaning break now. The setters move up the wall. They try to clean the holds up to where it's being climbed to, so the athletes have a similar set of conditions. So the setter's hard at work now. Teresa is off into the crowd to try to find someone to talk to. We'll catch up with her in a couple of minutes. All right, Stefan Schretz leads the way for the men, and some big names to come. Sean Bailey up after the cleaning break. He's the first athlete out, and then we go down towards Taisei Homer at the bottom. Taisei coming back from an ankle injury that I actually talked to him about for the first time. He had a ligament cut, very nasty. Helene Janicourt, 36, her score. Top 8, Lana Skusek. And Laura Rogerer, 30 plus from her. So our drone rotates around. All right, well, listen, Terry's managed to go and find Jan Vert from the audience, one of our IFSC photographers here. And Jan, you're on the live stream, so I've nicked you between moments, or Teresa has managed to find you. So photography-wise, are you enjoying those mountains in the background?
Oh, 100%. I feel guilty being here, but I know I will have 3 more days coming, and yeah, I'll go up there.
Excellent. Well, look, where can people find your photos? Because it's on the IFSC Instagram accounts and Flickr.
Yes, and I post a bunch of them after each round to my personal website, so janver.com. You can check it out, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, look, thank you for taking all the photos you do. Go check out Jan's work. He's an excellent photographer, and I'll leave you to get back to the competition.
Thanks for
Jan.
having me. Bye.
So thank you to Jan Vert. Thank you, Terry, for finding Jan Vert. Good work. And we've got a couple of athletes as well hanging out in the sunshine. So our wall is waiting for the athletes. Terry is out and about, finding some more athletes to talk to. And we're a couple of minutes away for our second set of athletes to come through. Only looking for 8 of them. And in a couple of seconds we'll be Terry. Audience coming into our stage here now, filtering in through the afternoon. And Terry has managed to get an athlete down at the front of the stage. We're going to go to her in a couple of seconds. Managed to get Oceana McKenzie from Australia at the front. She's just climbed, come off the wall, and we're grabbing her for an interview. Find out how her session went during our cleaning break here. The route setters about halfway up the wall now, finishing things off. Remember, they do that to make sure that for the athletes, as the ones who started the competition to the ones who are finishing it. Okay, well, Terry has managed to find Oceana McKenzie, so let's go down to them at the front of the stage.
Hey, Oceana, we saw you out there on the semi-final route, putting up a fight. How are you feeling?
I'm pretty disappointed right now. Yeah, I guess I felt really good in qualies yesterday, and the route was quite different today in the semi-finals, and I maybe just got a bit flustered and seemed to just get pumped really fast, and then I was off the wall. So, yeah, I'm pretty disappointed, I guess.
How did the route climb?
I guess a little more awkward than I was expecting. I mean, the start was pretty cool, like pretty cruisy, but then towards getting a bit higher up, it felt a bit awkward, and the moves didn't quite work as I thought they would. So yeah, a little unsettling, I guess.
And how did the transition go from the bouldering season into the lead season?
I guess it almost didn't in Innsbruck for me. Like, it just went straight in. I didn't do any lead training previously before Innsbruck. I was just focusing on bouldering. So it was quite harsh there. But then I decided to skip Villa and train lead in Innsbruck and then compete here in Brunswick. So yeah, and it went pretty well in between there. I'm enjoying it.
All right, cool. Well, I hope to see you in the finals tonight, or if not, in Briançon.
Okay, see you in Brunswick.
Well, thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Oceana. Always difficult to get your feelings after you've just competed, but good to hear it. And you can see the route setters now approaching the head wall, so we're getting close. Remember, they only need to clean up to the point where the athletes reached, I know Teresa is trying to find Mejdi Schalke, who's been bombarded by French media at the moment. Very selfish of them, but we will try to get them on our broadcast in a couple of minutes. Mejdi is in demand, as you can imagine here. And this is the Place du Mont Blanc, the square in the very centre of Chamonix, where the crowds come to watch the best climbers in the world compete. And trust me, tonight's final is going to be a spectacular event. Yeah, when darkness falls here in Chamonix and the phones come out and the crowds start to build, it's an atmosphere unlike any other you experience on the circuit. So do come and return 8 p.m. Central European time for the first of the finals. It's a double finals tonight, so men and women. And of course, our highlight videos come after that. You can check them out on the IFSC YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you check out our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter pages as well. Always exciting content going up. Well, Teresa has managed to prize Mejdi away from the French camera team. We've got him on air, so we're going to go down to Mejdi and Teresa at the front of the stage.
No, they are seeing, yes. Hi Mejdi, how are you doing? How was that route?
Yeah, the route was cool, but I was kind of surprised because all the creams were not creams, like it was only 2 fingers pocket in the creams. So it was I was a bit surprised because I thought that the beginning were easier. But I'm happy I gave a big fight, but I was feeling a bit tired, so yeah, I give all.
How did you read that section, the sequence there in the middle, like feet first, double knee bars? Did you all read that from the bottom or you had to improvise?
Yeah, I took too many options before going into it. Before the route, I thought I was going to jump, but then when I read the route before going into it, I saw all the foot marks, so I thought the feet first was better.
All right, thank you so much. I hope to see you in the finals.
Yeah, I hope, but I don't think so. I will see.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Mejdi, thank you to Teresa, and we are almost ready for our second half of the competition. Cleaning break is done, the setters are down, and the next set of athletes will be out in a couple of moments. Terry's going to come and join me in the commentary box, and we'll get underway in a matter of minutes here in Chamonix. Right, everyone backstage, because I can see him, is getting ready here for the competition. The curtain is rustling, and Zhenya Kazbekova comes onto the stage for Ukraine on the right. And then for the men, Sean Bailey is out. There's the MIDI cable car, and I've walked down that arête more than one time, I can tell you. Mountaineering paradise, climbing paradise, high altitude cragging at its very best up there in the big mountains. And Sean Bailey, who wants to go paragliding. I tried to hook him up, Sean. I couldn't make it work, but he's excited to be in Chamonix. He keeps looking up at the sky more than the wall.
Let him climb. He climbs so well. He needs his ankles and knees.
He came to me, all right?
All right, sure.
Just trying to help. Zhenya is underway as well. Second Ukraine athlete in the semis after Nika climbed earlier on today. So the holds are nice and fresh and ready to go. The athletes are prepped. We heard from Mejdi. He doesn't think he's made the finals. He's still getting mobbed by the French press. And Oceana was emotional for sure when we spoke to her just now. It's always that feeling when you finish a comp. There's so many emotions that come at you.
It's more like a lead route. It's so finite. You fall off and it's done. Bouldering, you do get a second go. You can think about the moves. Obviously, they try to give it all in a flash. But lead, yeah, once you fall, it's done. There's no like take, let me try to move, and now I got it.
Yeah, it's one chance only. And all the build-up.
And Sean, we saw him here on the podium last year. He came in third.
Yeah, I think it's a location he likes. He seems to enjoy climbing here.
I mean, like you mentioned, there's like climbing all around us, like up in the mountains, down in the valley of the crags, bouldering, outdoor, indoor sport climbing today.
Yeah, exactly. And a few of them are enjoying it. I know Jim Pope got out on the Chamonix granite up high. I think he might be staying a couple of days afterwards as well. Sean Bailey bumps up with the right hand to the sloper. Genya makes the clip, has to Houdini swap the hands, which she's done already, and then uses them both, one wrapped on top of the other, to make this boot move out towards the left. Hits the crimper well.
I'm sure Sean wants to make it into the finals since he won here in 2021. And that was really a season that we saw him bloom.
Genya crosses through with the left hand. Sean comes up with the right in a more static way than we've seen a few people do that. Genya twists and grabs the jug that is blocked. You have to be careful. Crosses through with the hands. Sean rocking back and forth, flicks a high foot up. Hasn't looked to get the double knees that we know are there on either side, it turns out.
Maybe because he's slightly shorter.
Yeah.
So making that knee bars work would take more effort.
Yeah.
Or just aren't useful. But he does
low.
find himself, but the size is the campus.
It's not the worst way to do this, to be honest, but he does slip. And I think he just spent too much time thinking about the campus method before he did it, burnt out a little bit. Sean comes down. I don't think we're going to see him tonight. His teammate Colin Duffy will be out next. Genya reaches up with the left hand, shaking out with the right. She crosses through. All right, here she goes over the right hand. I think she wanted to bring the left up.
Yeah, by going with that right hand, she was just too off balance, and that heel hook isn't too good. I think the athletes make it look especially good, but it is slopey holds on an overhang.
Yeah, it's always trying to push you off. Genya comes down. And we move onwards. Athlete number 15 up next. Lucia Tarkas and Colin Duffy will be out. Genya with a smile on her face. She leaves the stage with a wave to the crowd. Colin Duffy, meanwhile, comes on for the men's. He made a final in Vila. It's good to have him back there, and it's going to be fascinating to see if he can carry that momentum now. Now he's broke that little jinx of not getting into finals. And Lucia Tarkas, another Slovenian athlete. Good day yesterday for them.
Yeah, I feel if you have to bet on teams, Slovenians, French is a safe bet.
Exactly.
And Japanese, sorry.
We don't
what am I
encourage
saying?
gambling. We're giving you tips, all right? This is gold. All right, Colin underway and going, and Lucia on the right. We mentioned it before, but these two team uniforms are very similar. USA flag and then his sponsor logo on the right.
I like it though, black and white.
It's simple. They just both had the same idea at the same time. Although, actually, I think was
It's
Slovenia
different
there
brands.
first
Ooh,
with the black and white?
They had those accents of green in the past years.
Accents of green. There we go. What are they? Accents of black now?
Yeah, no, it's just black and white.
Yeah, it's just no accents. Lucia, double clip. Colin goes out to the crimps. He's looking good. Sits on that right foot, makes the clip. Crosses through with the feet. And a toe hook. She's looking or thinking about a right hand here. She's got to be careful. They've got to be so accurate doing it this way if she commits to it. She might be changing her mind. It's so powerful bringing that right hand up.
Yeah, she's readjusting.
You realise when Molly did that without really a thought, how strong that move was. And Lucia is going to have to pick a method. Is it going to be the toe? You're going to have to crank on that toe. A lot of body tension. Colin as well is on the no feet. Lucia gets it right. She's going to commit to this. Goes for the bump. Oh, I'm holding my breath here in the commentary box. She takes another, but she goes for the heel. Drops back down. It must be burning out. Colin quickly through, gets the double knee stack in easily. Cheer, how is she still on the wall here? I mean, that right hand is going to be pumped. She keeps micro shaking it, but you've got to do a big move to a pocket if you're going to do it that way. Tense times here.
I feel she's just wasting time and just getting a bit pumped for...
Yeah, she was. Could have committed to that earlier, perhaps. Now gets the right hand in, matches with the left wrapped over the top. Colin Duffy is resting, shoved into the corner. So he bumps up with the right hand pinch. Sorry, crimp.
Yeah, sometimes committing to a move like that is more of a mental factor than a physical one, because we can clearly see it, she could do it, but just that oomph, that little split second of, okay, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, it's awkward position. The way she was doing it with that high toe, you've got to really lean on it, and it's a scary move in terms of possibilities of getting it done. Colin rests with the high right toe.
Colin, also an Olympian.
Yeah, he is. He'll be going for another place in the World Champs. First time you can get one. Up with the left. The crowd know what he's approaching now. That high point is coming. Up towards the block rim. Got to be accurate, and he is. Lucia as well is trying to find the left foot. I think she could be in trouble after spending a while. Super stretched out. Is it too far, though?
It is difficult to push. Ouch. She's fighting through all of these moves, and she's still on the wall.
Yeah, she's still there. Colin, fingertip clip on the left.
I think we got a new high point in the men's.
I think we do. And if Colin can pull something back here after that clip, the crimp is good. We lose Lucia. She was on the way, I think. After that hesitation, Colin falls as well.
Yeah, on those reverses, an athlete really needs to point the feet down, push as hard as he can, and just those feet.
Gotta trust him. Well, both down at similar times. Colin climbing himself easily into a finals position, but athletes to come.
I feel that was a pretty good performance. Also, since the temperature is rising.
It's building. It's an amazing scene here, actually. Those mountains you can see bathed in sunshine. The moon, though, fully out or halfway out in the skies, hanging behind the Alpes Rouges as the paragliders circle it. It's super atmospheric here. And the town absolutely packed at the moment, full of people.
Yeah, the bakery this morning, there was a long queue.
Yeah, the coffee is needed.
No, the pastries. The
pastries are needed.
Excellent.
I don't know, mate. I was all about the coffee this morning. I've only had one, so I'm not there yet. Coffee, that is, not pastry. All right, Luka Poticha is out and about on the left. Yutong Zhang will come for the women on the right. Luka Poticha is one who can definitely make a finals, has potential to podium as well. He won last year.
I mean, he won last year the overall, which I feel it's kind of forgotten as an award, but it does mean a lot because, like, you were the best overall in the season, and you need to show up to most of the competitions and win a couple.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I suppose the overall, and it's something I've been trying to hype because I think it's impressive, but with this picking and choosing comps because of stuff like the World Champs, and then COVID happened, I think it's just been diluted a bit.
Yeah, but you also need to be consistent. It's not that an athlete can join in all 6 cups and be up and down. And I think, yeah, last year he showed a really good, consistent presence.
Absolutely, Luka
I'm
reaches
kind
up.
of gutted that this year Janja isn't here in Chamonix.
Luca reaches through with the feet. Yutong Zhang on the right of your screen. She's through the easy part of the women's route and will rest before trickier sequences to come. Yutong rotating through the shoulders. Uh-oh, someone's got an air horn. We're in trouble.
So she came in 14th in Villars last week. So hopefully we'll see her in the final this time around.
Yeah, the Chinese team in terms of lead and boulder are really coming. You know, Zhilu Luo, of course, excellent boulderer. And the speed team, oh, this is a big move though. She's committed to the left. Yeah, the speed team are stacked as well. So Team China could be another one to watch in the future. Luca Pottinger makes the clip off the batteries. Zhang reaches up, makes the clip.
And Zhang was a silver medalist here in Chamonix in 2019, so 4 years ago, behind Sheon So, who's coming up later.
Luca kicks the feet up high. He's on the only good hold in the center of that wall.
But it's a really good hold.
It's a good one. Those fingers are definitely in, but you've got to do a lot of moves off it.
He didn't get... Oh, he's not getting in the double knee.
Not yet. Let's see if he builds into it.
Just doesn't seem to see it.
He's got endurance for days, that man, so he perhaps doesn't need it, but now I think he's looking... I mean, he's resting with straight arms. Zhang as well starts to pump over to the right, gets the jug. Lucas has not done that knee bar.
He just needs something to rest on before the sequence.
Colin Duffy just walked into the athlete area, full of hype, by the way. He's psyched to get to where he did. Luca starting to snatch at draws a little bit. The pump might be kicking in for him. Zhang reaching around to the hidden right crimp. She swings out towards the crowd, holds it with the left arm.
Luca just trying to set up.
Lucas falls before the head wall. That move once again difficult for the men. Zhang has the left heel in now. She reaches up towards the jib with the left hand, crosses over with the right. Zhang will fall, trying to unwind out of that move. A lot of activity here in the Chamonix stage. I said in Innsbruck that it's one of the most packed media areas on the circuit, but Chamonix, certainly this weekend, is rivaling them on that one. You've got cameras, camera teams, both photographers and video makers out there. The athletes are hanging out in the sun. There's a lot of tops-off action going on in front of the commentary box.
Yeah, it looks like a tanning session.
It does, doesn't it? We're just slightly outside of the sun here in the commentary box, which is good. I think we'd boil.
Yes, and I want to mention that the Place Mont Blanc isn't as full because probably a lot of people out in Chamonix are out climbing and doing their thing. But tonight we'll see a packed venue.
We will indeed. 8 p.m. Central European time. That is the finals for both the men and the women tonight. Philipp Schenk is out for Italy on the left. You can just see him approaching the wall. And then on the right, 15-year-old Annie Sanders is underway. I spoke to Annie's mum the other day about how she was finding training in Chamonix, and she said, well, she found 180 at the wall that gave her a bit of trouble. So you can tell the kind of level that they're training at.
However, in the Les Uchois, I have to say, they do route set very, very well.
That's where that 8C was, so super techie from her, and apparently
Did she just do it second go, though?
I didn't ask specifics, but we were discussing how outdoorsy the Les Uchois gym is.
It's more like the route setters, I feel they have a lot of experience and don't really put like one cruxy move. Like the whole route is complicated.
Yeah, it just builds towards a crescendo. Well, that's the form Annie's in. Let's see what she can do here in the semi-finals. Philip Schenk on the left from Italy.
And you've been following her since the youth World Champs last year in Dallas.
Well, before that, I was
before
trained with her in Voronezh. She's been up and coming. And I'm calling her Annie Sanders, even though she's down as Anastasia Sanders, because that's what she prefers to be called, for anyone wondering. Annie reaching up high into the jug makes the clip. And Terry, a climber very similar to your style, someone who can hang on the wall forever, rests well.
Superpowers, Matt. Which does come in handy on lead routes, but sometimes, I guess that she's been bouldering a lot, so she does have that extra power. Like sometimes, yeah, you can hang on forever, but also committing to a move and just keep on climbing.
Yeah,
sometimes it's more beneficial to actually top.
It is, and she sometimes needs to just do a move rather than think about a move. Philip on the left, she's 15, let's remember this as well, so she's improving all the time and is already one of the very best. She's got a hard move to come. Philip is going through the batteries before the no-foot sequence.
Phillips is from the Dolomites, and earlier I bumped into him. I was like, yeah, but do you also climb in all those mountains around you? He's like, yeah, in the summer I do my routes here and there.
I'm glad he's getting out of that Dolomite rock. Rotates around.
I feel it does create a good balance mentally for the climbers. And look at Philip, he reaches down to the other holds, but now has to commit. No.
Yeah, falls on the right hand, held it for a second. Feet were cutting loose and swinging, couldn't hold it.
But now that we see that beta, it could have definitely worked for Paul Jenft.
It could have done, yeah. And now Annie is having this, I mean, we talked about this committing to a move, and she's doing what Lucia did earlier, which is think about it a little too long. She's looking to go all the way back to the left, maybe rock up on the left foot, decides she's just going to go for the big pop.
It looks like she's looking for a rest, maybe.
Yeah, she's climbed herself into this position where she's probably too pumped to carry on, and the move is super physical. If she just goes for it, we know it's a sinker. She sets herself for the move, swings. Annie not comfortable on that. And a fairly early fall from her. And yeah, you can see that face says it all, I think. Tricky stuff for Annie Sanders. Yeah, the road, there's a road there right through the middle of town. They shut for this event. On the right, VIP area on the left, you can see those seats set out.
We're really not allowed in there, by the way.
Once again, don't have a pass, yeah. It's, I've talked to people about this.
Oh.
Terrible.
You know they have free pastries.
I do not, I don't have free anything. And he exits the stage. First world problems here in the competition. I'm watching world-class climbing. I think I can deal with it. Salome Romain comes on for Team France on the right. She had a great qualifying round yesterday. Super strong from her. And Do-Hyun Lee, he's out. He's got a boulder gold this year. He'd love a lead gold. Jungwon's prodigy showing what he's worth.
Salome will definitely want to make it into finals, because last year here in Chamonix, she missed out by one spot into semis. So she can go through. That'd be cool to see a full French team.
It would be good, and I like the way she climbs. In a similar way to Paul Jenft uses his height, Salome is a bit shorter, but she does things differently, and it's brilliant to watch. She just commits to big dynamic sequences when she's feeling comfortable. Salome makes the clip underneath the head of the overhang. Do-Hyun reaching under with the block feet. Good work from him as he bumps to the sloper. Salome is at the end of the easy section, hasn't settled in yet. I think she needs some hard moves to kind of kick her out of that ISO gear.
She's a pretty handy outdoor boulder, having climbed at least 8A from what I found. So a move like this one coming up, I don't think is going to be an issue.
No, look, full commitment from her. She's doing it statically, but that is a long way. She's going to have to pop to it. That's what we were saying. It's like when a physical move comes, she just commits to it. She goes for it.
Yeah, and that shows some really good climbing technique, because you can put that right toe hook and not really pull on it, and she did everything to make that move work.
Good work from her. Now she can rest. We'll get that clip in and might go for a second, but it's a bit far for her, that. Do-Hyun Lee will enjoy the bouldery sequence here. Do-Hyun crosses, makes the clip before committing to any of these moves. Now gets the left hand in. Yeah, I think you'd be in real trouble if you didn't get that in early.
I also think it must happen that they just get into a flow and they forget about a clip.
Yeah, we've all seen it happen in climbing comps missing it, and we saw quite a few yesterday, actually. There's a lot of clips down low on this wall. It's easy to climb quickly at the beginning and miss them. Salome unwinds, reaches to the block crimp. Easy through this section for her. It's just pump management. Do-Hyun, wonderful footwork from him. Changes the feet to left and right, trying to avoid a bit of calf pump there. And Do-Hyun with a little look upwards as he continues. Salome is having to fight a little bit more here. She rested for a while. Now has the blocked blind crimp with the right hand. Swings, crosses through, reaches up to the clip. Do-Hyun Lee into the pinches, right hand on the crimp. You can see the fingerprints of the climbers who have gone before, left above that hold.
And he's just trying to rest and get something back.
He's matching that crimp. Salome is on the hard bit of the women's route. Gets the thumb catch locked in. Do-Hyun falls. That men's crux. That's a savagery. Salome goes as well. So another French athlete done on the right. Only Manon Healy to come for Team France. Their coaching team will have had a busy morning cooking some breakfasts. And I think it's time to check out the stores. Colin Duffy still on the top spot, 46 plus. He's looking very happy right now in the athlete waiting area. Stefan Schretz, Do-Hyun Lee, Luca Potager, on Mata, Sebastian Helenke, and then Yoshiyuki Ogata. Sorry, so Tony Yoshida, then Yoshiyuki Ogata make up our top 8. Ogata, 39 his score. Mejdi Shout outside of the finals. He said it to you, Terry, he's not through.
Yeah, actually, when I asked him for an interview, he came up to me, he was like, did I make it? I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry.
Well, he hasn't at the moment, but his teammate, Hélène Janicot, is solidly in a finals position at the top spot. Futaba Ito will be nervously refreshing the app. That 30-plus score from 11 to 6th place, all the same. Jane Kim is on from Korea, and I had a total fanboy moment last weekend when I was talking to her about why she was returning. She said she'd come back because she wanted to make her daughter proud.
That's quite sweet. But also, I feel that she's hyped, and we call her a legend, but just to I guess, fortify why she's a legend. She climbed for the first time here in Chamonix in 2004. Some of the athletes that are competing here today weren't even born then. And she won so many times, but Mr. Adamandre himself said he really admires the way she climbs.
Yeah, she's so precise with her movements.
So
The only-
precise and controlled, and when she grabs a hold, she doesn't like readjust it a million times and get tired. Like, she's so efficient.
Yeah, the only thing she seems to be struggling with at the moment is speed. And she got timed out almost in Vila. She does not climb quickly. So it's something she has to be aware of.
You cannot speed up art.
You can when there's a clock ticking. That's the
Well-
problem. She's coming close last finals to getting timed out of it. It's beautiful to watch, but it's maybe that change into this modern era. She needs to find the speed a little bit. Out Yurikuza on the left.
Actually, her first win was here in Chamonix in 2011.
I would love
So
to see Jane win here. It would be
8
incredible.
years ago.
If she wins, I think the French crowd will allow a non-French athlete to win. They will.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday when she was coming out for qualies, everybody was going insane.
All right, she has a job to do now, though. She's easily up into the pocket, makes the clip. Out Yurikuza is into the batteries. She reaches up, gets the quick draw swinging. You can do that. You can't use it. You can't pull on up, but you can knock it to make it swing.
And Jean is really going for the Olympics, isn't she?
She certainly wants to, yeah. I mean, it's a goal of hers. She just wants one last blast at it. Left toe in, shakes out with the left hand.
I want to believe her yellow bow is matching on purpose to the route.
It might be, maybe she had a cheeky look. The athletes can see the routes on the way to ISO and they stop and have a look. Maybe she saw it then. Ow, launches into the no feet section. That's an awkward high left heel. First time we've really seen that work. But that wrap is going to be tricky, and he decides against it, goes underneath. Out to the jug, catches the swing with the left hand. Spider-Man-esque stays on the wall. Jane Kim eyes the next hold on her traverse, up to the pinches. There is Hélène Janicourt, who will nervously be waiting. She's still on the top spot on the leaderboard. And every athlete that climbs, she has more of a chance of getting through.
Jain has 29 World Cup medals, World Cup wins. So maybe she can make it 30 at this event.
Big 3-0, that'd be good to see, wouldn't it? Gets the right heel in now. She's approaching one of the higher cruxes for the women. Ow is still just getting on with things on the left of your screen. Made it through the no foot. Jane slowly swings those feet over to the left.
And just finds a rest on that microscopic tiny crimp.
Up with the pinch. Ow falls on that move.
And she looks so in control.
Yes.
This is a new high point for the women.
Yeah, we're climbing into new territory. Blocked side pull with the right hand. Straightens up with that left leg. I can't see a clock from where I am, but she's still got lots of time.
I'll start the stopwatch on the next climber. Don't worry.
Well, that's the hold she's going for. As you can see, it's blocked by the volume. There is a bit of an edge behind it. I feel fairly positive for her, but she's got to rock a long way on this left foot now. There's the crimp she's going for at the top of the black volume. Presses, but falls going to it. Jane with a big breath out as she comes down. She's checking the score, she's checking with the coaches, and she is in the #1 spot. Hey,
That's a big smile.
Realization that she's done the best she could do.
Oh,
7 to go, so that is a guaranteed finals
so happy to
place.
see her finals.
Well, we know our first finalist. She will be climbing this evening. And then Alex Magos on the left. He's looking good as well. Podium in Vila. Part of that legendary podium. So Alex walks over to the wall, pulls onto that pipe-like 2-foot thing.
I still find it surprising that he only has 1 World Cup win, considering he's such a good climber.
Oh, he's looking for a knee bar early on, and
Found
he
it.
has got one in. Well, fair enough.
That really does show like the outdoor experience. Whether you like them or not, sometimes you gotta use them.
Yeah, I mean, he's very, like I said, a 2-foot style set of holds, and he's using it like a 2-foot, gets the knee bar in, and then goes no feet on the next sequence. Alex going a bit on his own style here. So Tony Yoshida, 39 plus, is in the danger zone. 39 has become the high point crux. It's just where you turn the head wall. Colin Duffy still strong on 46 plus. That means he's guaranteed finals as well. Alex rotating through, looking good at the moment. Smooth from him as he comes up to the slope of the right hand. And then Natsuki Tani is underway. Miho Nanaka to come. And then Nono Hakume, part of Team Japan.
And Natsuki Tani is pretty consistent into making it into the finals, especially here in Chamonix. We've seen her in 5th place, both in 2022 and in 2021.
Yeah, so she's got
last
potential.
weekend in Villars.
Yeah, she was good in Villars last week. Alex, high splits on the wall.
Let's see how he read this sequence.
Powerfully, apparently, just uses the left hand.
No feet, no worries.
I'm not sure that was particularly intended.
Oh,
This
just
campus
the
move,
campus, okay.
he's going for the left slap. Once you commit to that sequence, you have to go for it. And he double stacks the knees and will be able to get something back. And
But he looked like a campus, and then he put slightly smeared on the wall with his left foot, which really allowed him to give him a good push onto that right hold.
And he didn't use the knee bar at all. He got it briefly, then decided to push on. So either it didn't feel good, or he's too pumped to use it.
Or doesn't need it.
Or he
There's
doesn't
that
need it.
option
Yes,
as
maybe a big
well.
too negative it. But it's interesting that he didn't use that, having found it.
Is he worried about time?
Don't know, we'll see.
Oh,
Up with the right hand, he's on the head wall move.
it is a pumpy sequence.
Alex in the crack between the volumes. Twist down, creeps the foot out, and he's got this blocked hold to
Looks
come, this
like-
accurate move.
Oh no.
Crept towards it and then fell. And Natsuki Tani starts to go right. Locks the foot in. Jamming the feet between those two volumes, but it pops out. She's got to crank down on it, push the heel to the left.
Oh, she used that foothold as a bump to the crimp. That's interesting. So not a blind, maybe not a super blind move as the root setters intended. Just blindish. One
Yeah.
eye blind.
Yeah, there's a lot more chalk on that. And they said there was a tick mark, but I can't really see it. Maybe it's just marks on the hole itself. Natsuki Tani rests with that high left heel, the obvious resting position, although that slopey right hand doesn't get a lot of purchase. Up to the jib now with the left hand. Really milking these rest sequences.
Natsuki Tani also climbing with socks. I did notice that while I was in Japan. A lot of gyms are selling climbing specific socks.
There you go, get your stuff in Japan. Yeah, we haven't seen Natsuki Tani that much this year, just 2 comps in Innsbruck and Vila. 6th in Vila, but 26th in Innsbruck. So it took a comp to find her form, and she's finding it here. Hard move to come, though. Natsuki Tani bumps over with the right, drops it the first time, comes back down for a rest. She can save it, up with the left. And then she's going to want to come under into the undercling with the right hand.
Swing underneath.
Gets the heel, she's going to have to replace that right toe with the right hand. Falls before she can do it. Natsuki Tani is done. And off camera, I think, Masahiro Higuchi had a bit of a moment. He's on the ground. The Japanese are shaking their head in the commentary box, and he's untying
already.
So, oh, look, he's missed that first clip.
No way.
I mean, that's what it looks like. The second one was in, the first one wasn't. We didn't see it on camera, but I think he missed the first clip, which we saw a lot yesterday.
Yeah, that's the thing about having a clip so down low. I guess if you just want to get on with it, and it's such a brisk moment, isn't it? And then there's the rule: if you clip the one above, you cannot go and clip the one underneath.
Yep. And in Vilas, we had a very high first clip, whereas in Chamonix, there's probably 2 before the Vila clip. So proving to be tricky. Yeah, I think 2 athletes missed it yesterday. I watched. We're going to see this, in fact. Let's see what happened to Masahiro Higuchi. So he was on that. Yeah, look, just totally misses.
Way.
I think the belayer tried to like sort of short rope him then. But Masahiro committed to it. The belayer, of course, can't say anything.
I gotta say that's a good belayer though. If he tried to hint it like that.
I mean, if it's dangerous, they have to say and they can shout out. But he wasn't in the danger zone yet. He was just in that place where, if he forgets, and he looks at the judges, but he knows what a mistake from Masahiro Higuchi. He will not be competing tonight. It can happen. As we said at the beginning, we've seen it all in comp climbing. That is the thing we see fairly regularly. So tricky stuff. Missed clips, yeah.
Maybe they should have them like bright red with arrows. I feel like it could help out with the design.
Just an electric buzzer that goes off, shocks
or
you when
light,
you go past
like
it.
a little light blinking.
Terry, we're
and then
reinventing the climbing world.
once you clip it like unblinks.
Right, I'm down. I like this idea. And then we can have the wall blanket. There's a whole load the IFSC could do. What's going on? Right, Mia Krampel is on stage. A drone once again in the skies. Mia Krampel getting a big cheer, as does Sam Avezou as he walks out. French athlete, French crowd. Of course, 2 comps in a row. Briançon next weekend. The tour heads off on Wednesday down there. So, as has been the case the entire season, if there's a moment where you don't want comp climbing, just wait until the next weekend. Lots of action for you. All right, Sam Avezou pulls on. Let's hope he doesn't miss that first clip. I'm nervous now. You can see how Al would have done that. Sorry, how Masahiro would have done that. That's what he had to do. He just got the second one.
And Sam comes from like a dynasty of excellent climbers. His mom, Cécile Avezou, won a gold, like 2 European golds.
Yeah, so that family, I wonder if it helps or hinders sometimes. You must have a lot of pressure on your shoulders.
But then it's also nice, because she's also a coach. It must be nice to go home and just be able to talk to your mom, but also professional climbing coach on how to improve, or things that went well, things that it didn't.
Yeah, vent to your mom and coach.
And it must be so motivating as well.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, at least they understand.
And then his sister is coming up into to becoming a pretty good French climber as well.
Yeah, that Havasu family.
Good genes, good genetics.
Very much so. And Sam has been climbing well so far. And he would love to get a place. Mia stretches that right leg out. She goes for the right hand method. You've got to go static, but it's so powerful to lock that left shoulder off. Or you have to do a bump at the top, or you go with the left hand. Those are the options we've seen. Mia comes out right to the jug, left hand into the pocket.
Sam was looking for a rest over there. Yeah, it looks he put in a lot of time into bouldering, and I gotta say, like getting a bronze in Innsbruck was pretty special.
Yeah, it was good for Sam. It meant a lot. And what a comp that was. Do go and watch that if you missed it.
Yes, he managed to unlock a pretty special move that the route setters put up.
Sam, upside down, double knees. And Mia is resting on the crimps. Moves the feet out. Sam still rests. Now he goes. And the crowd getting behind their man as he gets the left hand on the sloper. No top so far. Colin Duffy getting closest for the men. Hard routes, yeah.
But that's always the thing with semis, isn't it? Like, they do want to create the good separation. And sometimes, are they generally harder than finals?
It can be, yeah. And we saw, I mean, in Korea, and I know it was Boulder, but they use the finals boulders for a semi-final. It's kind of interchangeable. All right, Mia misses. Sorry, Sam Havasu falls on that 39-plus area. Judges are going to have to be doing some count back for that one.
Yeah, a bit low there.
Mia Krampel sitting on the left heel. Gets the undercling, fighting now. Mia makes a big move up towards the sloper, but the crux, or the second crux, is to come here. Will she go left hand or right? Left is the obvious way. You get your fingers sunk into the pocket, left thumb on the chip. Underneath into the undercling, and then out left towards the blocked hold.
Oh no, we lose her.
We do lose her, she goes.
It almost looked like their left heel slipped.
Yeah, we'll see a replay hopefully in a second. 4 athletes to go.
I think from now onwards, if we see any slips down low, they can definitely blame it on the heat.
Yeah, it's hit that time, wasn't it? Midday here in Chamonix. The heat's starting to build, although the breeze has come in now, so you can see the trees just rustling. That will help a bit. The wall in shade, of course. And let's look at our leaderboard. Colin Duffy, 46 plus, way out in front, leading the way. Shion Omata now in the danger zone with 39 plus. 4 athletes to go, remember, so we've got some guaranteed places in that top 4, so Magos will climb again. So will Do-Hyun Lee, Stefan Schretz, and Colin Duffy. And for the women, Jae Kim, way out, 39 plus. We'll get her in her second finals in a row, a treat for us all. Helene Jenikor gets pushed down into 36. Molly Thompson-Smith down in 7th. Jenya Kazbekova in 8th. I saw her leave the stadium earlier on. I think she's gone to find some shade. So, the final moments of our comp and exciting times, and Serato Anraku is on stage. The overall boulder winner for 23. Serato making multiple finals. And he's one of those this year who's just revealed himself to be a true Olympic contender.
Yeah, I mean, at 16, it's always interesting who the Japanese team has in the bag, and him was just a surprise. And I mean, he hasn't missed a lead final this year.
Well, he hasn't missed a competition yet. He's literally been everywhere, I'm pretty
Speed
sure.
climbing.
Speed climbing, yes.
Speed climbing.
Yeah, that's true. Fine, he wasn't in Jakarta. His teammate Miho Nanaka underway on the right. She's got blonde hair now. She went from, I think it was blue to green.
Green.
Yeah, it was green for a
Green.
while, but in Hachiochi it wasn't. It was a different colour. But for whatever reason, she's gone blonde. Miho, one of the athletes, having to battle the heat. I walked back into the stadium having had a break from it. Around about 4:30, was amazed to see her still on the wall. She was climbing really late in the afternoon. She rotates around, gets the blocked side pull.
And Mio really proved herself to be such an all-round competitor. I mean, even getting a medal in a speed final.
Yeah, she trained so hard at speed. And there was a joke for a while going on, or a rumour that she was going to compete in the speed, but it didn't happen. Miho bumps out left. Serato goes just casually, no hands. Flowed through that sequence. Miho makes that long reach out to the left. It's not easy just to reach to it. You have to do that little swing to get you in.
Mio is climbing so well. It's nice to see a certain fluidity in these climbers.
Yeah, she's looking good as she starts to traverse. Serato is also looking good. He bumps up to the crimp. No stopping from now on, though.
Serato, I gotta say, at 16, he's such a good, composed climber. Not messy at all. Just knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does.
And maybe even this weekend, without the obvious contenders for the podium, we could see him up there. But I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, it's coming for him. He's getting better. I think it's taken him a bit of time. And in Innsbruck, he was exhausted from the boulder.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and then Villars, he was good. Well, I don't think we've seen the best from Serato yet on a rope. But this could be it. It is approaching the Colin Duffy's high point right now. Double bump on the sloper. Miho rests. Serato on the sloper. Now, this is the move that Colin fell on, this crimp. Miho having to battle as well. All right, Serato's on the crimp.
Heading out right. Really making those feet work. Finds the undercling.
This could be it from Serato. Are we about to see our first top? He's got a quick draw and then the top.
Oh, I hope so.
Miho as well is on her crux. Swings over to the left. A lot of action as she crosses under to the right. The top is in sight for Serato, but he's struggling with that clip. Just gets it. Falls on the next slope, but he'll get the plus.
Well, that's a high point. And we saw a couple
point.
of new moves, so thank you for that.
Serato sieges the wall for us, showing us everything bit by bit. Miho as well is towards a high point. She presses with the left. Oh, I thought she was gone then. She started to barn door. She's ignored the clip. Miho falls, standing on the head wall. But that's a high point for her. I love the volunteer's signatures on the back of his T-shirt there.
Oh, that's a good idea. I should have done that too.
Japanese coaches are still imagining that they're taking Mashihiro's mistake and his run. They'll be happy with Serato. 3 to go then. 4 for the women, 3 men. Men climbing just slightly quicker. Or falling slightly earlier.
No, I feel the bottom of their route also goes a bit quicker than the women's one.
Yeah, the women's really seems to build. It's every hold, it's a little harder for the women, and that's why it's taken them longer, I think. That resistance takes a while to fall. Right, Serato 50 plus. He's got the new high point right before the top. For the women, we saw her, Zhang Kim, 39 plus, down in the danger zone. Genya Kazbekova and Molly Thompson-Smith making a final. Ryu Nakagawa, Natsuki Tani, Visa Lucan, Mia Krampel and Helen Janicourt make up our top 8 for the women. Lynn van der Meer just being pushed outside. Right, Toby Roberts is up. Getting big support. Finals in Vila last week. And then Nonoha Kume comes out for the women.
Toby Roberts, aka the Terminator, right?
Yes, I got told about his nickname, and last week he is
Yeah.
the Terminator because he doesn't let go, he just keeps on grinding away.
His fellow teammates Jim Pope and Max actually nicknamed him like that.
They did. And there is the Terminator, then he's underway. Onto the underclings. Toby reaches through with the right hand. And Hakume gets going. She was 16th in Vilars, 14th in Hachioji, but that's all we've seen of her.
And I think Toby has been on everyone's radars for a while. Since at 10 years old, he was already climbing 8A outdoors, and then at 15, he climbed a 9A Rain Shadow in the UK.
Yeah, he's been coming for a while. He's discovered his boulder form, and people are mentioning Toby Roberts in the same sentence as Serato at the moment, as someone who's multidisciplined and really has a chance to make it. Nino Hakumi unlocks that move, reaches through. And you can see how much black rubber is on those holds on the right. Really building up. Straight commitment from her into the pocket with the right hand, like Molly did. And Toby rests.
Yeah, Toby's training this winter apparently was utterly brutal. 6 days a week on and 8 hours a day. And that's more than a full-time job.
Yeah, a lot of work for Toby.
But it's paying off.
It certainly is. He's on form. He's building towards that World Champs. First time to get a qualifying place for him, if he can do it.
And he's breaking a lot of Team GB's records, isn't he?
All right, he hangs on for the no-hand sequence. Left into the jug, cuts loose, shoulders screaming as he holds the swing. Toby will never give up, but he is struggling to figure this sequence out now.
Smears against the wall so delicately.
Wow, he's trying to unlock that left hand.
And he manages.
Yes, it was all about getting that left foot on so he could release the hand.
Yeah, maybe that took a lot more energy than he expected.
Yeah, from here on, the men tend to climb quite quickly until they reach the head wall. Kume rests with the left toe.
I wonder if the athletes sing along with the songs.
I did ask them.
Just throwing them off.
I asked them if they notice it, and apparently sometimes you can. Sometimes they hear it. Depends on how much deep into the flow state you are.
I'd honestly go up to the DJ before the event and ask him for my favorite song.
I'm sure you would. Taylor Swift fans out there will know what Terry's favorite song will be.
I mean, it has to be Shake It Off for a lead event. And somebody is singing that into our ears.
Toby is above the crux. Kume reaches down to the undercling on the side pull. And Toby seems to have recovered something here. But this is the hard move for the men.
Is it? He's not making it seem like it.
It's really
He's
not.
resting on it in a minute.
Yeah, that left elbow though is coming up. He needs to make this accurately to the block crimp. He's got it.
Yes, Toby.
Closes it off, and he will lock that right hand for all it's worth. Bump, bump into the slopers.
Oh, that took him a while. I guess it wasn't the most comfortable position.
No, it wasn't. Reaching under for Toby. He needs to get that right foot drop down. Has it in now, but
Easy.
Toby unlocks.
The Terminator.
He is going for a top, isn't he?
Is he going to terminate this route?
Oh, close to finding out. Pinching high up on the volley with the left hand. Noha Kume as well is on a high point here. She presses. First time we've seen this press move. The last couple of athletes are giving us a real show here.
Oh boy, they're both.
Noha Kume comes down. Over to the right. Oh, misses it just with the fingertips.
And that's definitely a new high point, though.
Good work from Noha Kume. Had that press move for the first time. Smiles with the volunteer. That volunteer who's having a great time. He gets to meet every single pro climber who comes down on that stage. I think that's why he's got the signatures. He's a smart kid. And Noha Kume is done. Toby Roberts is done. We have Manon Healy, Jessie Pilz, Jeon So for the women to come. Jessie Gruber and Taisei Homa for the men. And remember, 8 p.m. Central European time tonight for the men's and women's finals. Let's have another look at the scoreboard. Sarata Anraku leads Toby Roberts from Colin Duffy, Stefan Schretz, Doyan Lee, Alexander Magos, Sam Avazu and Ao Yurikuza make up our top 8. Luka Potaja just pushed out, countback making a big difference on that 39+ hold, as we can see going all the way down to 10th place and probably beyond when the page turns. Let's have a look. Oh, for the women, Noha Kume, she leads the way from Jen Kim. Miho Nonaka, Helene Janiko staying strong after climbing early in 4th place. Mia Krampel, Vita Luken, Natsuki Tani and Ryo Nakagawa are our top 8. Again, 33, proving hard. Molly gets pushed out of the finals due to count back, as does Genia Kazbekova. That is our top 8. We've got a couple of athletes to go, and Jessie Gruber is on the left. On the right, Manon Healy from France, the final French athlete out to delight our crowd.
Yeah, last year she just missed out on the finals, coming in 9th here in Chamonix. So hopefully she can redeem herself this year.
Yeah, a lead specialist. Didn't see her during the boulder season.
Lead is better.
And Jessie is underway. Took a while to reread the route. Athletes, it's been a couple of hours since they saw the route. Jessie Gruber rests. Alex is the only one I've seen get a knee bar in down there so far.
And he's putting a toe hook in there.
Does get a toe hook. And Jessie is another one who's so interesting to watch climb. Manon, big bump up with the left hand. Yeah, Jessie could also get that nickname, the Terminator. He never stops, he's just relentless. But it does look like he's about to fall sometimes, which can be a bit scary. Left cross through. French crowd at the front. You can hear the coaches and the athletes shouting up to her. Jessie crosses through with the left hand.
Yeah, last year he had a phenomenal year, and this year maybe took him a while to really get into the game. It's good to see him here in semifinals.
Yeah, he was trying the boulder season. Another one who's got an eye on the Olympics. Manon brings the left leg behind it, crossing to rest. Jessie's on the sloper.
I was trying to see how tall he is. He's 180, so 2 centimeters shorter than Paul Jenft. So we'll see how he does that, the cruxy spin around, or campus, or feet first, later, after.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see him get through. He's another one who likes to double stack knee bars, so we might enjoy that. Manon out to the semi-blind crimp pretty easily, but a big move afterwards to flick over with the left hand. Jessie getting big support as well. And Manon finds the jib. And will shake out and chalk up. Jessie rocking up on that foot as he nears. He's not one of the quickest climbers as well. First one of the men to really work through the bottom sequence. Manon accelerates though. She's
getting quite a big cheer from the crowd, rightfully so.
Yeah, I think they need to get behind her. She's starting to burn out here. Left hand sinks into the pocket.
Allez.
She's going to drag that right toe across the wall to try to stop the barn door. She can't hold it though. Manon Healy goes, and I think that's outside of a finals place, and she has her head in her hands as she comes down. French coaches updating the scoring. And Jessie, after what's felt like a while for this men's route, is into the no-foot sequence. Immediately looks for some knees.
Right. Just like Paul, though.
Like Paul, yeah, and it makes sense. They would have read it together, similar heights, similar styles. He didn't stay in it that long, hasn't found the no hands.
Yeah, he's pulling a lot with the right hand. Left hand, sorry. It's all up and down.
Yeah, he gets the heel in, gets the toes settled. And he rotates all the way under, gets another left. He's got to be careful not to...
I hope that's not a problem.
Yeah.
In between his leg and the hold, there's the extended quick draw.
He's popped it out now, but yeah, I was worried about that too. I was worried about the rope catching. Jessie maybe hasn't done this the smoothest, but he's standing with very low
There
feet.
he goes, yeah. You can see he can reach with the right hand.
This is going to be massive though, yeah. He came from so low that standing up to that, he's fully extended.
Yeah,
it's hard to hold.
standing onto an undercling is better if your feet are above your waist.
Yeah, so I think a bit of a mistake from Jessie. Right, Jessica Pilz, meanwhile, is underway. Can she make it the triple? 3 podiums at 3 comps. She's found her lead form. So Jessie's underway, and for the men, our final athlete will come out onto the stage, Taisei Homa. We're just one behind the women, so we have Jessie and then Shen So to go.
And Jessie's a very consistent climber. I mean, since we saw her, and her debut was actually here in Chamonix 10 years ago, but at the European Cup. And yeah, I mean, she was 3rd in Innsbruck, 2nd in Villars, which means, I don't want to say it, you can say it.
I just said the triple.
First.
Oh,
Yeah,
what, the
but like
first
3,
goal?
2, 1.
Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Could she
So
do
she's just counting down or up.
Well, she has real potential to do that. She qualified 2nd place here. Shanso only beating her, but they both got the same number of tops. So she's obviously on form.
Also wants to do this move statically.
Miho Nanaka has a huge smile on her face in the athlete waiting area, being greeted by Futaba Ito, who gives her a hug of congratulations. Jessie bumps out with the left hand. And Taisei Homa is on his route. Final athlete out for the men. Last time we'll see the semi-finals route, so enjoy it while you can. We've got double Jessies as she reaches the left foot. Puts the right foot in. Good work. And Taisei, yeah, so I talked to him about his ankle injury finally, having mentioned it on streams for a long time. And he was saying how he cut all the ligaments in that ankle.
Ooh. Did he get an operation?
I couldn't quite work that part out, but he said he'd cut it. I think he said he thought he might need an op, but then it didn't, but good to have him back. Static cross through from Taisei Homa.
Yeah, last year he came in 2nd here in Chamonix behind Adam Ondra. Was he using a bolt cover, or is that a foothold?
You can do that. And it's a bolt cover, but he's using it as a foothold. I mean, it's total dual text. There's nothing on it.
But still, it gives you something to push out from.
Maybe. I've yet to see it sort of really be used. I'm waiting for the day, to be honest with you. But I haven't seen it yet. I think it's just ultra slippy. And obviously, you don't want to be standing on that thing. All right, Jessie shaking out on the jib. She's high already. Taisei Hama, and we've seen quite a few of these later athletes struggle on this move. As you said, I wonder if the heat has kicked in a bit for the men on this crux sequence.
I mean, there are no back conditions, only weakness.
I'm fully weak then all the time. Jessie, oh, Taisei launches right, somehow catches that swing with the right hand. He's got to do a massive campus move here. Out to the right, the left though is going to be difficult to hold this swing. He makes it work.
That was a full-on campus routine.
That was. The thing is, once you've committed to that sequence, you have to go because your feet are far too low. You can't pull it back.
But he did so.
Well, he committed to the sequence. Got it. Good work from Taisei. Jessie bumps into the side pull with the right hand, rocks up, quick shake out of the hand. She hits the blocked side pull and then into a second side pull.
And she's really strong on crimps, so this sequence plays in her favor.
Does, and look how close she is. Taisei as well is nearing that head wall. Athletes almost at the same height. Jessie reaches through. A high point above her head. Taisei looking like he might be coming towards the end, which doesn't mean anything for him. It could mean he's fresh. Taisei slips. We just saw the hand. I think it was a foot pop. Taisei Hama goes, but I think it's enough for a finals place.
I'm gonna refresh the app.
Yeah, well, that's all the men done. And Jessie gets a toe in, needs to trust it, rock up towards the crimp. Changes her mind, she goes underneath.
Too low, unfortunately, for Taisei. Right now he's in 13th.
There we go, well, Taisei underneath the top 8. And we'll see that in a minute. We've got 2 women to go, though. Jessie is gritting her teeth as she pulls through. Crowd appreciative beneath her. Up into the undercling.
Will she use that headrest? We heard from the root setters there might be a headrest over there. I was like, well, if they have a nice spot on their head, maybe that will actually help.
Yeah, apparently they were telling us they were testing the head jam thing out. All right, Jessie, though, gets the left foot. She's looking a little stuck here on the wall, needs to move over to the right. Hits it, that was the blind one. Snatches through the cross, Jessie goes, but that is high on the wall for her. Definite finals position for Jessie.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. 3 in a row. So the bronze, silver, gold that you said is still on for Jessie Pilz.
I don't want to jinx it though, so I'll definitely won't say
it's out there,
finals.
you've already said it, it's in the ether.
But if somebody can do it, it's definitely Jessie.
Well, yeah, exactly. All right, so one last athlete will come out. Xian So will get reset before a bit of a break before tonight's final. So we finish this broadcast around about...
We're done with the men's.
We're done with the men's, yep. So let's have a look at the men, shall we? Sarasu Anaraku leads the way from Toby Roberts, Colin Duffy, Stefan Schretz, Do-Hyun Lee, Alex Megos, Sam Avazu, and Ao Yurikuza. Those are our finalists, barring any appeals that happen after the competition. Do remember that when we leave you, the appeals process does go on, so things might change, but this is as we know it. Sebastian Helenke on his return, good positioning from him. Masahiro, he failed to clip the first quick draw, that's why he's right down at the bottom. So a little bit of disappointing drama there in the middle of our comp. But we're almost coming to an end, Teresa Corti. Xian So is out on the stage. She's just waiting for the go. And I'm really enjoying seeing her climbing at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, she even made a boulder final. So really, this preparation for the Olympics is coming through.
Yeah, she's certainly in the conversation. Really improved her boulder, improves her dynamic moves, and she's underway. Our last woman out to make, or try to get into our final. And we get to focus all of our attention as we've said goodbye to the men. Smooth work at the middle from Xian So. Clips in early.
Cheyenne's first World Cup gold was actually here in 2019 at the very young age of 15.
Yeah, one of those stadiums that's maybe lucky for her then, so she'll have it in her head. I'm expecting her to go high on the head wall. She makes the first crux move easily, so that's the initial danger out of the way. Right, makes the crips, looks towards the side pull, around the corner, kicks the left leg out, pressing it between where the wall joins the volume, and most of those black marks are. Out into the jugs from Xian So. Calm, collected climbing from her so far. There is Jan Vert. We had him on the live stream on the bottom left of your screen. He's our IFSC photographer, just to put a face to the voice from earlier on.
She is definitely one of those climbers that came out of the school of climbing of Jane Kim.
Yeah, she's been brought up under that leadership. Jane, of course, we'll see tonight again in the final. Up towards the jib with the left hand. So far, so planned from Xian So. No drama, just getting it done.
Yeah, I think we can talk for a while because, I mean, we know she's an excellent lead climber. I mean, she in 2019 in her breakout season, she won 4 golds, and outdoor this winter she climbed the 9A+. Oh. Only the second woman to climb La Rambla. And what was super impressive from Cheyenne is that she got it done in a couple of days. I think it's a total of like 7-8 tries, which is really not much for that grade and that route.
No, it's not. I can't wait for our current crop of climbers to go outside a little more. Once the Olympic maybe calm down. Everyone's been talking about Yanya's 9B+, so we'll see. But right now, she goes out towards the blocked side pull, gets a heel locked in and comes up. There is the head wall, 20 degrees overhanging. She needs to make a second bump with the right hand here.
She's not an issue.
Well, she's crossing through, interesting. I guess she'll go up to the next Gaston. She does.
Another match.
Well, there are the jibs on top of the hole. She'll be standing them in a second, but she's got to go left first. We'll get this clip in. Rocks up now. A micro shake before she gets the side pull. We'll press up into the black volume above her head. And we're nearing high point territory here. No tops so far for the men or the women. Oh, she's been pushed so far back though. And she's almost gone here. You can
Makes
see
it work.
so far, yeah, that balance keeps rocking back and forth.
A lot of thumb power.
Awesome from her. She's on the final sequence of moves. You got to work your way up the black volume with your feet, hitting those jibs as you go left She's one move away from topping our route. I think she's in a high point already, nearly lost it there on the foot match. We'll need a big jump.
Dynamic move.
Yeah, is it a double catch? Is it just a right hand?
Yes.
It is a double catch, but she takes a massive swing on the way down. Well, it won't count as a top. You have to clip the quick draws. A good commitment from Xian So, and she will move into tonight's final.
In first.
In first position.
So coming out last.
Exactly, she'll climb last this evening. Well, that's it. The crowd in Chamonix stand up in appreciation for Xian and all of the athletes who competed here today. 26 has been whittled down to just 8. And we'll see confirmation of those scores. As I said before, we're waiting for the appeals. So although we see a score in a minute, that might change. Just be aware of that. We've seen it happen before. Provisional results at this point. Glacier spilling down the mountain behind. And Terry, good semi-finals. You enjoy it?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I gotta say, a fun couple of routes. No tops. We always cheer for a top, and I guess Xian almost showed us all the moves. Not all of them. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is a cool comp, and I can't wait to see the finals tonight.
Indeed, and these are our finalists. Sarata Anraku gets the high point with 50 plus, but Toby Roberts the same place. That's an appeal, I think, and gets second place due to count back. Colin Duffy, Stefan Schretz, Dokyan Lee, Alex Magos, Sam Avazu, and Ao Yurikuza make up our 8. They will climb again tonight, barring appeal. Luka Potager just outside. And as we make our way down, Mejdi Shauk, where he said to you he was disappointed a little in his run. He won't make finals tonight. Hannes, good work from him. 21st, which that's a PB for him. So excellent climbing performance. And for the women, Xian So, we just saw her almost topping out, 46 plus. Jessie Piltz, Nanoha Kume, Jane Kim, Miho Nanaka, Helen Janiko, Mia Krampel, and Vita Luken is into another final, pushing out Natsuki Tanli on 33 plus. And they will climb again later on. Big Japanese presence here as well. Camilla Puget, unfortunate for her, couldn't make it. Right, well, come back 8 p.m. Central European time and join myself and Teresa Corti for the finals for the men and women. Thank you for watching wherever you are in the world. We'll be back very soon for more IFSC climbing action.